Vaush exposed his lolicon deity hentai taxes folder on stream.
She is like clearly a child.
Age 16 assessor.
But that's like a young 16 too, I feel like.
But this is like the complete and utter destruction of Vaush's career.
There's one of her, correct me if I'm wrong, filleting a horse. He said previously, which I guess there's more context to, that children and adults can have meaningful, healthy sexual relationships.
This idea that you can defend him at this point is just completely insane. It's just, you can't. This is the level of ruthlessness that you would expect from, one of Vaush's worst enemies. Okay, so just a quick summary for those of you that don't know, okay? Recently on stream, Vaush accidentally showed a folder, and in this folder, there were multiple files of pornography, okay? Now, this pornography was not normal pornography. Let's put it that way. And the way it was kind of structured was quite funny. So you had like one file that was like labeled XXX GIFs next to like taxes. It's quite funny. Now, I've talked about this already. The trouble with this sort of thing is you can't really show it on stream because it is giga TOS. It's not just porno, but there's other aspects which we'll get to, which make it even more TOS. And if I show it on stream, I could potentially get indefinitely suspended on Twitch and likely YouTube, and I'd probably get some sort of punishment on Kick even. Like, it's that bad, right? Because it wasn't just anime hentai stuff. There's two elements that people have focused on as being particularly unusual about these particular folders. So the first thing that people have pointed to is that some of these pictures feature equine equipment. Horsecock, okay? Just DK, bleep that out if it's a problem, all right? Bleep it out. Bleep it out in post. So it features, what can only be described as monstrously large horse penises. So that's the first problem. And the second, as some would argue, is a more serious issue, is the age of these hentai characters. Now, there's been analysis that has been done that, again, I'm not allowed to show on stream, on certain websites, certain forums, and the conclusion that has been reached there is that the content that Vaush had in this folder would constitute what is called lolly. So that is pornographic hentai depictions of people under the age of 18, say, okay? Let's put it that way. Now, from what I've seen, the age of these characters, I think one was pinned as like a 16-year-old, canonically. And others were possibly younger than that, okay? Possibly younger than that. And that's about as much as I can really say about it without going and looking in depth at the ins and outs of it, okay? So it's a heckin' bad look. Yeah, sure. It's okay. It's like a child looking depiction in hentai, a pornographic childish depiction. Someone that looks like a child. Okay. And they've sort of looked at it. I've said before, when I talked about this the other day, it's a bit like that 4chan meme where someone has got like an image that they've edited to have a cock bulge on it, and then another person goes, "I'd know that cock bulge anywhere." And they show the actual exact cock bulge that they drew it from. And it was kind of a funny meme. So I wonder if some of that happened where someone was looking at it and was like, I know that character. I've seen that character before. Boom. Now, obviously, lolly is a very complicated topic, okay? My view on it is that, like, the possession and consumption of it, it's like the consumption of it that's the issue. Right, that tends to be the issue, is that you engaging and indulging in that is, to my mind, I think you've got something that you need to be investigated. I do not think that you can goon to lolly stuff without tapping into some sort of, underlying issue, right? I hesitate to call someone a full-blown pedo off the back of it, because I think that that's got a more specific kind of definition. But I do think it's pedo adjacent. Let's put it that way. Okay, it's pedo adjacent at the very least. Okay, and regardless of what I think about it, it's got a very bad it's got a very bad reputation. Let's put it that way, okay? And there's other people out there who aren't going to be, aren't going to have my thought process about it and are just going to call you a pedo. They're just going to say you're a pedo if you look at that sort of thing. And I'm not gonna sit here and like argue the toss about that super hard. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, no, actually, technically, you can't call them X, Y. I'm like, okay, I get that. This is my thought on it. You've got your thought. Let's move forward, okay? But the long and the short of it is, if you have got or are seen to be consuming or engaging with this type of content, there's a large proportion of people on the internet that will call you a pedo, and you can't really get around that. That's just what it is. I do not think there's going to be a cultural shift where we're all of a sudden going to go, actually, do you know what? We've got this wrong. I think this lolly stuff is overblown, and I don't think you're a pedo. Like, if anything, it's probably going to get worse. Okay, I think particularly normie. And off the internet, it's even worse. Off the internet, I do not think that you could go round to 100 people and talk to them about this issue and find more than a handful, if not like one person that would disagree that this is like pedo shit, right? I think most normies, it's quite a normie perspective that you would look at this stuff and be like, oh God, that's gross. A kid? Oh, fucking hell, what, you a pedo? What, you a nonce? What, you a kid diddler? What the fuck? And on top of that as well, I don't know, I can't speak to what Vaush's material will be classified as, but I do know that even in like America, the bastion of free speech, I'm pretty sure that some lolly material will be classified under like the kind of CSAM, child sexual abuse material laws, and it can potentially be illegal to possess that, right? So it's like, it's not just the kind of cultural aspect that's against you. In many cases, I think the UK is the same too, but in many cases, the legal system is also against you. Now, I can't speak to what Vaush did or didn't have. I'm not a legal expert or expert in any of this, but all I'm saying is, at the very least, you are opening yourself up to legal liability by possessing imagery that contains even cartoon depictions of someone that is under 18. Okay? So that's the kind of baseline of this drama. Okay, that was the baseline. I spoke about it the other day, and yeah, it was just kind of funny. It was to me, I was laughing more at the absurdity of it. Okay, I thought it was more funny. I've got my takes on it, but I just thought it was a funny thing that happened. Okay. However, something has happened. Something disastrous. Something utterly disastrous has happened. That's wonderful. Okay?
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Fallout became a member.
Thank you for the membership.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I
I said earlier I will talk about that, but I've got other things I'm prioritizing. But yes, I do want to get into the lyrics played Moth stuff 100%. In fact, that's a good opportunity for us to investigate the Lolicon lyrics claims, isn't it?
Money off depressed people?
We've been meaning to do that for a little while.
Became a member.
Oh, that's all going to pop off repeatedly. Thank you very much for the things. I'm going to turn that off for a sec there, okay?
Money off depressed people.
So what happened? Well, it's quite difficult to really establish the exact timeline of how this occurred, okay? So I'm going to do my best to give you the kind of basic summary, right? So this thing, this drama, this controversy...
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
It kind of like popped off, shall we say, okay? And obviously people were talking about it. There were Twitter posts about it, so on and so forth. But then some people who I think you would have thought Vaush would rather not be looking at this started to look at it, okay? Now, it's a bit unclear as to how it exactly got to where it got in the end, right? But I was looking at this earlier, trying to figure it out, and it gives kind of a different series of events of how it got onto the poll board, how it was discussed, how a clip got posted, okay? Right? So this gives a kind of different series of events, but there is at least one line of thinking that I think is reasonable to say, that it's actually a Vaush fan that brought this to light in a kind of significant way. So it's possible that one of the reasons this blew up to the level that it did is because it was actually a Vaush fan that shared this on Twitter. So I'm going to show you this. I've had to edit it, obviously. But this is the original post from someone called Schizo Detective or Dino Smash _69. They're like a kind of Vaushite Twitter poster, right? So they constantly are posting, Vaush related memes and stuff like that. That sort of thing. You get the gist, right? So anyway, he tweeted this out. It says 23 hours, but it was a couple of days ago now. We we got the evidence, little bro. Okay. And bear in mind, this is a fan of Vaush. Okay. And it shows, obviously, the screenshot from the stream. And then ex-Josh, who is Josh Moon, owner of Kiwi Farms, quote tweeted this. Vaush exposed his lolicon bestiality hentai taxes folder on stream. No! Oh no! The Eye of Sauron. Eye of Sauron snapped onto Schizo Detective's Twitter account. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Bro, no. No! Anyway, so, obviously Josh made aware of it. I don't know whether he, saw this tweet in the wild, or it could be also that I think it got posted to Kiwi Farms, and maybe that's how he found it and he tweeted out about it. But here's the post about it on Kiwi Farms, nonetheless. Apparently, he showed thumbnails from his to-be-sorted porn folder on stream recently, including bestiality hentai. So I posited yesterday, I think it was in my Discord, that it's possible that if Dino Smash hadn't shared this, it may not have reached the level that it did and has now, which we'll get to, okay? Obviously, I can't confirm that 100%. It's impossible to tell that. But at the very least, this Dino Smash guy, who is a fan of Vaush, sharing it, certainly had an impact on the amount of people that saw it. And let's put it that way, at least. And once he got quote tweeted by Josh Moon, he tweeted out and said something like, I'm locking my account down because Kiwi Farms are on this now. Yeah, of course, that was inevitable. What were you thinking? That's more for a private, discussion, I think, than putting it on Twitter if you're worried about your favorite streamer man getting in some hot water over something controversial, okay? Now, you might think, well, so what? Kiwi Farms are going to say what they're going to say, and, you can kind of just ignore it all on the whole, and you're probably going to be fine. However, something terrible happened. Something awful happened, okay? Now, obviously, I don't know how Ethan Klein and H3 pick their stories, but presumably, similar to myself, maybe they've got a team that do it. They'll look on the internet and see what's being discussed and probably get a rough idea of the temperature, of the pulse of the conversation and see what's worth talking about, okay? And somehow they managed to get wind that this had happened, right? Now, the funny thing for me about this is I don't know if Vaush and Ethan Klein have ever made content together or ever done anything kind of substantive together. But my basic understanding is that they were kind of in good regard with each other. I don't think there was any sort of beef. I think at the very least they were kind of neutral, if not positive. But I don't think there was any negativity between the two of them, okay? I don't think they'd ever had any beef or any arguments or stuff like that. And in fact, if you go and look at Vaush's, if you go and search Vaush Ethan, what you'll find is a bunch of videos where Vaush is giving positive coverage to Ethan Klein. So clearly at the very least, you know, Vaush has always been, in one direction, very positive towards Ethan. So yeah, I guess it was like something of a surprise that maybe he chosen to talk about this, bearing in mind that relationship. But I think that what no one could really account for is, I don't want to spoil it too much because I've watched some of this already, just how hard Ethan Klein was going to go after Vaush, okay? Because what I will say is this, some of this is pre-watched, I've seen this already, but I was sat there watching it last night, mouth agape, at just how fucking insane it was. Like, we're talking deep digging into like the worst things that Vaush has ever said on stream in order to just berate him for a period of like an hour and a half over what a cringe loser he is. Dude, it was nuts just how fucking insane this was getting. We'll start the H3 coverage now, but before we do, I just want to give you a little teaser, I guess, of like what was Vaush's kind of perspective on this before this started, okay? So I'm fairly certain that this is before the H3 stream. So this is just when the kind of discourse was swirling around about this topic, okay? His career should be over if he's guilty, not necessarily hoping it ends. Okay, I see the discourse is thriving. It is indeed, Vaush. How's the coping lolicons on Twitter now? It's hard to find someone who could regale far left or even just progressive ideas and are very amenable to people outside, I don't know, soft college Marxist kids. Who isn't, thank you. Anyway, unfortunately, there's not really any way to engage with this drama. So before this stream, it seems like Vaush is recognizing that he can't really engage with it in a way that is going to end up looking good for him, right? So this is what's funny about this, is before the H3 stream drops, he's there thinking, do you know what, guys? I can't really engage with this. It's probably best to just leave it alone. That's the kind of impression that I get from these messages. It's the sort of thing people form immediate and unchanging opinions on. Not exactly unprecedented with me. I got a kind of a chubby short stack vibe from the image.
The sheer brutality of Ethan's coverage is what creates Joker moments.
True! Omnipuna, thank you. The chubby short stack vibe. I don't want to spoiler it. I don't want to spoiler it for later, but there's even funnier descriptions when we look at Vaush's stream, which responds to the H3 stream, but that's later, okay? We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But learning the artist as a lolicon pretty much guarantees the art was drawn as lolly. If the artist had a generally cartoony or chibi style, like I read it as, I could see it going the other way. Very unfortunate. Though even that implies my level of thought when looking at porn extends far beyond, wow, that's a meaty dick, to be honest. Ooh. That's rough. And this is before it blows up even more. This is just on the base level of discourse that's happening about it. So anyway, seems pretty clear to me that Vaush is recognizing that he's on a fucking L. He's got to take an L here, right? There's not much he can do about it. He's got to take an L. The discourse is against him. Anyway, then about halfway through his stream,
so yeah, that's coming up.
Ethan Klein starts covering the Vaush stuff. So I have pre-watched some of this. The start I haven't, the middle I have mainly, and the last bit I haven't. So, you know, we'll do our best to give some fresh takes in any case. But here we go. Let's get into this.
Next week, and then next Wednesday, like we said earlier, is Valentine's Day.
To Chud Nation.
Thank you for the sub.
Kicking off this whole Jeff thing. Oh boy.
Unfortunately, Ian and Sam are both not here today.
Ethan, real quick, you were about 5 seconds off with the song.
Oh shit, should I go back and come out?
Yeah, you want to try again?
It's pretty close.
No, it was definitely very close.
All right, Vaush.
So just a quick note as well. That's correct. I think when I saw it, 45,000 people were watching this live. 45,000 people live.
Again, let me set this up. Vaush fans, please know this. We are going into this with the most partial and best intentions to represent.
Good start.
You say partial or impartial?
We are impartial. We are partial to the truth.
Okay, fair.
We're going to show the context of everything so that we can make the best informed decision.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Let's get more horses in chat before we start, please, everybody.
Got the horses in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get horses and eggplants in the chat, please? And corn. Let's do horse, eggplant, corn. Can we get that, please?
Oh no,
Mm.
dude.
Right, let me put
The whole, I'll say this now. What was so funny about this for me was how casually ruthless it was. There was like this casualness to it, but it is so insanely ruthless what happens.
Sweat.
We'll get to it. It's mental.
Sorry about that. All right, Vaush. It's exciting. I was really enjoying all this. It's just so phenomenal. So let's start from the beginning.
Oh no.
So
You should
Vaush,
start- yeah, go ahead.
Vaush recently, it was yesterday or the day before, he ended his stream in a panic after he accidentally exposed his corn folder.
No.
Maybe
Here's
do
the clip.
a one-liner of who is Vaush. because,
Wait, is he not going to show it?
see,
Is
this
he?
is
Sure. I mean, yeah.
We don't normally talk about him. So.
Does he show it unedited? I can't show it unedited, can I?
Yep.
I'm looking.
Yes, sir.
I'm
I
referring
guess we
to.
got the button.
Yeah, it's censored. It's
I
censored.
did it myself. Yeah.
And by the way, well, in the actual picture, is there even anything that is like
Okay.
mega vulgar?
I
Yes.
think so.
There's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's enough there that it's a
Cock.
problem.
Cock. So here is a clip of the end of his stream the other
Yo,
day.
YouTube chat is filtering all of the
Horse
the
corn?
corn eggplant emoji combo.
What?
It's like getting hidden, auto hidden in the chat. I can see
What are
it.
they running defense for Vaush? What's the deal here?
Maybe it's just too spammy with emojis. So that-
It's a secret language that we're finding out.
Mods,
about.
if we could manually
Oh,
go through
no.
and show all of these.
So here's what happened. And again, Vaush fans, if you want to defend him, I'm going to be receptive to everything you're saying. I'm not here with an agenda. I'm just showing something funny that happened. Okay? But I will say this.
What was on the agenda?
This is what socialism does to a motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. We love the socials.
He's just a political commentator, right?
So he's a political commentator. He's a leftist, a socialist, and he is pretty popular in that space. I mean, there's like probably 3 main political lefties, which is like Hassan, Vaush, and Destiny. So he's part of that trinity. He's one of the main guys.
Holy Trinity.
Got it.
Not like mega popular because obviously it's a niche.
Sure.
But he's very popular in that space. I mean, his videos get hundreds of thousands of views, sometimes 1 million. Here it is.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
What?
Now,
The sound.
now is that how the stream ended?
I'm not 100% sure. When people were posting it on Twitter, that's how they labeled it. But
I think I remember. I think it cut to like a holding card, some sort of static holding card for a moment, and then it ended shortly after that.
So one more time.
Wrath versus lust versus greed. That is actually brilliant, Stylo. Your inner city education is paying dividends.
So this
You
is
can see
how it
this is an
ended.
example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
What?
That's a face of a man who knows. No,
that's a
traditionally
perfect cut,
we've
yeah.
caught conservatives porn stash. It happened to Alex Jones, and
Alex
also
Jones,
happened
famously, yes.
to what's that other shitbag that was friends with Kanye? Fuentes. They were both
Did his
had
porn thing
trans
again?
porn. Yeah, Fuentes was looking at trans
Oh, there was
porn.
like a trans thing with him too.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but
But so I was saying yesterday, the left.
Yeah, I'm
They-
pretty sure what that was is Nicholas had his phone or something open, or you could see his phone. I think it was like a mobile broadcast thing or something. And you could see like the tabs. It opened up all the tabs, and one of the tabs was like clarified as a trans porn thing. Oh, was that fake? Was it? Was it? Or you keep running counter gay ops? In any case, okay, I can't testify as to whether or not it's true or not, but that's what he is referencing, whether or not it happened or it's fake. That's what he's talking about.
So on the right, they want to. They're chasers, I think they call them. They want to be with trans women.
Right.
On the left, they want to fuck horses. I want to see Hassan's private folder now.
Oh,
We need to fucking get to the bottom. But we all have secrets, don't we? So he panics, and it couldn't be funnier, frankly.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
What?
Oh,
I didn't
God.
get to see his face. It happened so quickly.
Yeah, it does. It happens fast. So here is an enhanced version of the thing. I obviously can't put this on screen, but I'll show it to you.
Oh.
So I'll describe it to you guys. So it's a folder. Oh, is this the super high res one that you found, Love?
Yeah, I think so.
So it says old. Oh yeah, there's a higher res one.
guys, I just found this leaked photo.
Oh
of Hassan.
no, dude, Hassan, explain this shit now.
no.
This is when he realized he was a socialist, right here.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
oh my God.
Look at him
that's
on that
so
horse
funny.
still. He looks comfortable.
The pussy.
Oh wait, actually, I've just thought that all adds up, doesn't it? That riding a horse, look, that's a very posh activity, isn't it? Wasn't it revealed recently that his father was some absolute insane wealthy person or something like that? I didn't really follow that because, to be honest with you, yeah, Hassan is wealthy. I'm kind of a bit bored of that story, but I think this was something new that was revealed, that apparently he's some sort of trust fund kid or something, right?
Oh no.
No.
This motherfucker rode horses as a kid.
I mean, we talked about it many times.
Pony Express ass looking.
Pony Express. You just revealed that you're afraid of horses, right, Ethan?
I'm not afraid of horses. I just think they're powerful. They should be respected, not fucked around with.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
that's 100% fair and true.
I said they are scary. Like if you don't want to stand behind a horse, you'll die.
Is it already been revealed? Well, the Quartering tweeted out about it, and I think that led to a bunch of people talking about it, so it kind of created a little bit of discourse. But yeah,
I got bit by a horse.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I know they did that.
My dad had a listing on a property. There were a bunch of horses, and this big fucking like Arabian horse just came up and just fucking bit my arm.
Blame it on the Arabian horse.
Hey, anti-Semitic horse.
Horses can fuck you up. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this already. But yeah, like if a horse kicks you in the head, you're going to probably be fucked. You're possibly dead, at the very least, severe injuries that will require, like the weight they can kick. And that's why it's so crazy that Vaush thinks he's going to be knocking about with a horse. If that happened in real life, you'd probably be dead.
But every time I'm next to a horse in real life, I'm always struck by how massive and like muscular they are. They're really incredible.
Their cocks are, yeah.
I didn't look at their cocks. Listen, I'm a social democrat. We don't look at horse.
Yeah, we don't. You know what's under the hood.
Here's a picture.
Okay. Also, wait. Also, people are pointing out you thought I was talking about that. I was talking about the kicking, but yes, obviously, Mr. Hands. Need I say more?
Of great communist leaders.
Oh wow, there is a connection here.
Great communist leaders of our time. Kim Jong-un, Putin, Alex Jones is an interesting one, and then Hassan.
Okay, Putin is definitely not a communist.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Well, we like to consider him part of the.
Vladimir Putin.
I think this is just a bunch of babes. Like,
yeah, no, this is a bunch of hotties.
Okay, well, it's a child. Calm down.
Well, he grew into a babe.
We didn't get to the lolly stuff yet.
Not yet, right?
But it is in there. It's all good. I can't get a hold of myself. All right, focus, Ethan. So here's Ela.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
So it's a bunch of folders. First of all, there's 5 folders. Yeah. Dude, love, there's got to be a clear one. I know I saw a clear one in this.
Well, I sent you. Well, I don't know which one you're looking at.
The one in this doc isn't mega.
Here's the full one.
Okay, here, Ela. Porn. This is much better. Thank you. So there's old. There's a folder that says old. This document is called To Be Sorted. There's 5 folders in it. Old, taxes. XXX gifts, XXX pics, and
bro, I tell you what, you do not want to fucking misclick and send some of that to the IRS. I mean, Jesus Christ, could you imagine, right? You get a knock on the door. Oh, god damn it. I must have messed up my taxes. What's this about? Probably the IRS. Fucking FBI, open up. FBI, open up! Yo, what the fuck, bro?
And XXX vids.
XXX
Tassion.
So organized.
And now you get to the kind of unsorted, downloaded images that are populating.
Miscellaneous.
And it's yet to be sorted.
Now, the first thing I'm noticing is a King Garu from the new Legend of Zelda. And it appears to be, I can't be sure, but it appears to be King Garu porn. And Dan pointed out, King Garu is horse-like.
No,
he has equine-like features.
Man.
Yeah.
Go off, King. I don't know if he's supposed to be like a horseman, but...
okay, this is just the beginning. But you see what I mean about how casually ruthless this is? And I'm not complaining, it's funny. It's funny content, right? It's just the way he's kind of just going through it and like completely... It's like, yeah, what is this weird Zelda porn? What the fuck is that about?
When we were trying to figure out if that's what it was, and I pulled up a picture, I was struck by how horse-like his face is. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, just trying to fuck King... I mean, he was powerful.
King Raru?
King Raru. He had a lot of power and he was charming. But physically, he's not my type.
Here, let's pull him up and y'all tell me if I'm off base with the horse comparison here.
We'll get to that. Yeah, I know. We'll get to that.
I guess he's more like a deer.
It's like the way they're looking at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
That's King Raru.
What do we think?
That's the one Vaush wants to fuck.
No!
Oh, it's definitely horse-like.
Yeah.
You think it's horse-like?
Deer-like, maybe?
Yeah,
maybe like a deer.
Definitely not human.
Right.
That was in there. This was in there. Porno of this. Oof. That's a bad look. I know that people that maybe like this sort of thing or are terminally online might cope about this and be like, bro, it's just funny. This part, at least, is just funny and cringe, and you're going to get mocked for this, okay? You literally cannot get around it. If you show in public that your porn consumption is Zelda characters, it's open season, okay? It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Goaty. Yeah.
It's goaty. Yeah, it's a little goaty. You're right.
He's goated.
Maybe he is goated.
So there's that. And then we move to the other parts. And Love, you kind of know the specifics about what's in here. Not to saying anything, but you did. You are boots on the ground. You put
Yesterday when we were talking about it on the live stream, I found a Twitter thread saying that one of the animes depicted in these thumbnails are apparently the main character in that anime is 16, which is quite deeming.
So
that's my understanding.
It is a sex series based on what I saw.
No, so there's an anime of it, and I guess this is a sexual version of it.
Okay, so in the anime, she is specifically 16 years old.
And 16 is the age
and then he has a porn of that character.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And there's a photo I saw that was like, there's the one I saw on that you showed me, AB.
Yeah.
That Hila's got to see that.
When you go below 16, like 15 and stuff like that.
But here, it gets kind of hard to see because it's so small. But here, I mean, it just looks like hentai. Here's some big ass horse cocks. Here's a girl treating a horse cock. Here's a horse cock silhouette with a big horse cock. Here's more Lord Raru furry stuff. You see the horse here? And then this is a horse dick.
Got it.
Yeah. And then this is this stuff is super graphic actually.
You're a lion, dog, face, pony soldier.
It gets a little hazy here. Can you fill in the blanks? What am I looking at, like on the bottom row?
The bottom row.
Okay,
I don't know nothing about nobody.
This is the cartoon character that's 16.
Let me double. I don't want to say for sure, but I believe so.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think this got it was obviously totally fine. It's like an anime image. It was nothing sexual, but I think it's got posted on my Discord, and even I was like, I'm not showing that on stream just to be on the safe side. I think they do, but look, at the end of the day, okay, if you're going to be caught with something, you'd rather be caught with lolly. Okay, I'll ask you, chat. Right, you have to choose one or the other. You either get caught with lolly 10 years or lolly 16 years. Which one are you picking? Okay? A crazed maniac comes in with a gun and says, I'm gonna shoot you. You're not allowed to take that option. Don't fucking wimp out. I'm gonna shoot you. Okay? You've got one of two choices. Either I put this on your hard drive and the police come, 16, or 10. Which is it to be? You're choosing 16 every time. Okay? You're choosing 16 every time. How am I sweeping, you fucking retard? I'm not sweeping at all. This is not sweeping, right? Listen, you are fucking retarded if you think I'm going to do the Mama Max shit after the amount of criticisms that I've given to fucking Mama Max, okay? I'm not going to sit here and fucking soy out and call the guy a fucking pedo, okay? I'm just trying to point out to you, obviously it's bad and you'd rather not have this on your fucking computer, right? But there's a substantive difference between if it's 16 and if it's 10. That's all I'm trying to point out, right? I have said I don't think that this makes Vaush a pedo, right? But it's certainly very fucking questionable material, and I totally understand that people are going to freak out about that. And it's difficult to argue against people that are like, this is fucking... I mean, I agree it's disgusting, right? I agree it's fucking disgusting. But obviously, I don't agree that he's like a pedo, but I can understand why people are going to go down that line with this because of the nature of what the topic is, right?
That's vile.
I don't like it.
It looks like a...
Okay, that's wonderful.
Right, we're going to start
but how
banning
do I make
people.
Money off depressed people.
Right, banned. See you later. Goodbye. Retard. Bro, this is my fucking take. This is my consistent take. I've always had this sort of take, right? What do you mean? I'm fucking scared of Vaush. This is what I think about this. I don't think Vaush is a pedo. No. But I do think it's fucking insane that he's got this. And obviously, people are going to freak out about it. And he can't really complain about it. Because he's got crazy porn on his computer.
14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It's really... And then here's another one. This one was on there too. Of the same character. So, those are the images that we saw. Also, shout out, he has his taxes there, which I think is interesting and clever. It ensures he does not forget.
No, I'm not banning him.
Yeah, he
it's
gets
insane.
audited.
To pay his taxes.
The idea that I'm sweeping for Vaush. How is what I'm saying sweeping for Vaush? What do you mean? I'm saying this is insane. This is an insane PR disaster for Vaush. I just don't think he's a pedophile because I'm not Mama Max. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say.
We'll never lose
Simple.
it there. He gets audited and he's this file. You know, like he's like, I'm not gonna lose this shit. Going in my porn stash.
Yeah. To be fair, this is stuff he had to like take care of legally, like, possibly.
Oh, it's a V2.
Yeah, Vaush is done. Vaush is totally done. And from a public perception angle, there's absolutely no way on earth that Vaush is going to be able to withstand the PR disaster that this has caused for him.
Yeah, so Natsuru Matsuri. Maybe some people know who that is. I don't know, but here I'll show you the picture of her. She is like clearly a child.
Age 16, it says here.
But that's like a young 16 too. I feel like.
Oh.
So he has some very graphic. Yeah, it's just no.
I didn't realize what you were pulling up.
Yeah, this is just
this is okay to show.
the page about the character's virtual.
Oh God. Well, I think what they're trying to point out is this character looks quite young. Okay, so yes, the character is canonically 16 years old, but they look quite youthful, don't they? They look quite youthful there. I mean, bro. Like, if you're getting aroused by an image of this character naked, yeah, that's kind of... It's not good. Let's put it that way.
She's a VTuber, I guess, or I don't know what all that means, but it's a virtual.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Personality. Matsuri is an energetic, expressive, and somewhat chaotic cheerleader girl who is bubbly as a festival. I've read enough.
The way a lot of fucking weirdos get away with kind of stuff like this is they say in the lore, this character is like 1 billion years old.
Oh
like
yeah,
a fairy
that's the
or whatever.
lolly shit.
Yeah, but then like it looks like a fucking infant or some shit.
So wait, in this though, she's not. She's
in this
16.
case, it's even worse because it's like confirmed she's 16. And
They
she
don't even
looks,
pretend,
She
yeah.
looks 9.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the picture from the horse file, she looks even younger, honestly.
That one's really fucked
Like,
up.
look how casual this is. It's like they're just casually destroying him. It's fucking insane. They're just sat there like, well, this one, yeah, they look kind of 9 here. Like, it's just like they're just talking about a random topic. But this is like the complete and utter destruction of Vaush's career, essentially.
There's one of her, correct me if I'm wrong, filleting a horse.
I can't, okay, because it's blurred, the clearer version, but she's
Bro.
doing that to someone. I can't tell if it's a hairy man or a horse.
Okay. I mean, bro, that's enough. That to me is enough. I've seen enough. No one was harmed in the production of this.
Mm-hmm.
I was, and seeing it. I don't know if that counts. But let's move on, because that's not. This is. It only gets better from here.
Really?
I haven't watched. Wait, what? Yeah. I'm only looking at what was in his folder. That's it. I have not. Yeah. Anyway, so this led people to compiling questionable clips from Vaush's past. Apparently, he has a colorful history of saying really bizarre, creepy, weird.
This was the part for me that I was like, fuck, they are going full-blown destruction mode on this fucking topic. That's crazy. Now, the problem here, and I think we all know what clips we're about to see, okay? This is just Vaush's, like, smug debate bro past catching up with him. Because he has made a number of times insane arguments about these topics in quite insensitive ways. And obviously, some stuff is definitely way more questionable. Some stuff, there probably is a bit more context where he's trying to make a point, but that kind of falls out of the window when you recognize that people are not going to care about the context. You know, context. If there's a clip of you saying something insane about pedo shit, people are going to fucking jump to conclusions. Even if they're wrong, it doesn't matter. The public perception is going to be, you're a fucking nonce. And there's not really much you can do about that. So that's why, when you're talking about these topics, you know, it's important to try and be cautious. But obviously, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's done. This is out there now. They're not going to review it. It's one of the worst PR disasters that I think has ever occurred in the streaming world.
Shit.
It's rewind time.
Now, this is the one that people say is always taken out of context. So let's do our best here.
Oh, okay. Damn, we're going to get into the context.
Give it full due. So here, should consume. Now, here's a compilation. Okay, so if there's anything out of context here, let me know. This was made by the YouTube Police Department. That's I've never heard of them.
ACAB.
I don't think it's a Twitter account. Of course, you're
ACAB means YouTube Police too. Okay.
Wow, Cav, really? You gonna call ACAB on them? That says a lot, 14-year-old Natalie Portman. So here's some of the greatest hits. Let's listen.
Assuming child porn be legal, I think that would be, yes, more legal and more ethically consistent. Yes, 100%. Listen very carefully to the exact language that I use. I have yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal. The argument that I was making, and I've made this argument a bunch of times, and I've addressed this poorly made argument a bunch of times here. Why is the possession of child pornography immoral? People are inconsistent in their moral outrage at commodities which hurt people when they're produced. So people will laugh off cocoa butter or chocolate or, or cobalt or other, products that we tend to get through a really, really unethical system, but then they're really, really quick to deny.
Well, we do have a special place in our heart for child rapists.
He's seriously trying to make a legitimate.
You eat chocolate. You eat chocolate?
See, Vaush is trying to do this like giga-brained like comparison between certain forms of child like abuse, if you like, that we take for granted in like the supply chain, say, and comparing it to the production of child sexual abuse material, exploitation, right? And he's trying to compare those two things. But of course, there is something within our society where fundamentally we see the abuse of a child like that on beyond anything else in terms of moral disgust, right? So that's the first issue. The second, and so straight away you're going to have people that are like, oh, that's disgusting. How could you possibly compare that? But when you think about it, a little bit more, the cobalt thing or something like that, you are getting, yes, a child is getting, exploited in labor in some way, right? First of all, the impact of that is obviously going to be far less than getting abused or something like that, getting raped, etc. But on top of that as well, with the cobalt thing, you're getting something out of that at the other end. Something is being produced from that thing, which we've got widespread use for. Whereas what's produced in the other example? Well, pedo porn. I mean, something which we just do not need. We do not need on any fucking angle whatsoever. We could Thanos snap it out of existence and it would make the world a better place, right? Do you see what I mean? So it's like a multitude of issues where he's making these arguments, and kind of like trying to not think of the optics aspect of making the argument in the first place. But then beyond that, there isn't actually a substantive product that comes out at the end of like abusing a kid that we would agree has any value, and we would rather do without it, right? So it's like what's the right way of putting it? Is it sophistry or something? It's pedo-sophistry. It's pedo-sophistry is what we're going to call it, okay? That is what it is. It's trying to sound clever and, controversial about a very controversial topic, but then later it comes back to bite you because of how insane it sounds alongside the argument actually not being as good as you think it is, right?
But you dare to care about child pornography and you eat chocolate? You're going to sit there and eat chocolate.
An insane take.
It is utterly, absolutely bananas. And frankly, to put even if you have some like rational connection you made in your mind, it's not worth putting your neck out for that one, brother. Like, let's keep that one locked up in the chamber. We don't need to give pedos any green lights.
Insane. I'm so confused by people in chat. We have had so many people in chat like, you don't know the full context.
We'll watch it.
Oh, don't worry. We have the longer clips.
Yeah, I know. But the funny part is that, sure, it's slightly different, but it's still so
Well,
bad.
it's funny because, like, in this part
Okay, we can
particular...
probably round up some people today, if you know what I'm saying.
No!
Honeypot.
Here's
Honeypot in our own chat.
It's funny because people go, oh, he's taken out of context, but listen what he says.
Consistent. Yes, 100%. Listen very carefully to the exact language that I use.
Listen very carefully as I express myself articulately and clearly as I possibly can.
I've yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal. The argument...
Wait, how? What does he mean by that? Like,
so
first of all, the
insanely wrong.
making of it
is a crime.
A
horrific crime. One of the worst crimes you can commit.
Yes. How does somebody get to the point of possessing this content? It must be illegal.
The problem is, I think what he's saying is, if you have it, you're not hurting anyone. But what you are doing is you are
supply and demand.
Exactly. You're creating a demand for a product.
He talks about all of this.
Okay, let's watch it. Well, I'll wait then. I'll wait.
No,
if you want to get into it, just go to. We have this full clip, like not in the compilation.
Let me watch the compilation. I'm not going to pause it.
And you should go through.
And then we'll move on.
Ones one by one, because a lot of what you're asking is.
Got it.
Okay, good.
That I was making, and I've made this argument a bunch of times, and I've addressed this poorly made argument a bunch of times here. Why is the possession of child pornography immoral? People are inconsistent in their moral outrage at commodities which hurt people when they're produced. So people...
Are you calling child pornography a commodity? Is that traded on Forex? What's the going rate on child pornography on the S&P right now?
No.
What the fuck?
Will laugh off cocoa butter or chocolate or or cobalt or other products that we tend to get through a really, really unethical.
Those things can be produced ethically. Child pornography cannot.
And also,
yeah, that's another good point as well. I need to change. That's another good point that Ethan makes, is that you can end up in a situation where you're producing it ethically, as you said. CSAM, impossible, literally fucking impossible. And yeah, obviously, it's about the impact on yourself of consuming it too. I think that also comes into it. So it's just, pedosophistry is the word that I'm going to use, okay? Because I just think it is like, you're trying to make a strong argument using a controversial topic in a way that is optically disastrous, right? That is kind of what I'm trying to get across in that phrase, right?
I don't think people necessarily know
pedodialectics
that it is made unethically. I've only learned
it means
about
debate
that recently when we're talking
pedophilia, but
about
that's
conflict.
something a bit
Well,
different.
your influence on that is extremely limited. Like iPhones, they get cobalt. You don't know where the fuck they're getting their rare earth minerals from, and you just go and buy a phone. It's like you have a limited control over that.
And it's something that people do try actively to not allow to happen. It's not like people are like, oh yeah, let's have child.
I want cobalt that was made by child slaves.
Yeah.
Which is what consumers of the CP do. But frankly, again, you can do all those things ethically, and hopefully we're
Cobalt cannot be mined ethically. Why? What? Why not? What do you mean it can't be mined ethically? Of course it can. Any labor can be performed to like an ethical standard.
walking towards a world in which cobalt and cocoa, butter and chocolate and coffee and all that shit is made ethically. However, we will never live in a world where child pornography can be made ethically.
Right.
And the thought of it is absolutely obscene. Like, don't even, you know what I mean? Like, fuck me, dude.
System, but then they're really, really quick to denounce child porn. Now, you'll never be able to find a clip of me saying that I think it's good to have child porn.
Should consuming child porn be legal? Yes, 100%.
Please, right now, uncuck your dumb shit libcuck fucking SJW brains and recognize this impure.
I mean, look, this is obviously really bad. I'm glad they're going to look at it more. And I know that the Vaush fans are going to go, oh, but it's out of context and da-da-da-da-da. Like, some of this does seem like it's clipped pretty tightly, and I understand where you're coming from with that, but it doesn't really matter. It literally doesn't fucking matter, right? That goes beyond what you know to be true or what you think to be true. This is about PR at this point, okay? And there's so many clips here of him saying this stuff that when you combine it with what's just been revealed in this screenshot, you can understand why people are going to call him a pedo. I mean, it's like... Right? I mean, it becomes more... like, I've said myself, I don't personally believe that Vaush is a pedo. But, if it's like, here it is, this is him, he's got these images in his computer... I can understand why people would call him that. And let's just say, I don't feel a particular, sense of wanting to debate that particularly strongly. Let's put it that way, okay?
Strictly correct fact that I am about.
Once again, he sets it up in the clearest terms possible. Clear your ears out, everybody. Sit down and listen to every word, which I mean with my whole body and soul.
Spit. It is possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship and for it to have positive outcomes on the child as well.
That's game. I don't know how he survived that one.
What?
I don't know how he survived that one.
That sentence should not be said no matter what the context.
Is there more context to that one?
Well, I can tell you how it's worked before, is that whenever these clips have floated about, it's often been people who have been like on the right or like from Kiwi Farms or something like that. So there's always been a kind of pre-packaged reason to disregard it. Oh, it's from like a bad actor, right? But you can't make those points with Ethan, right? If anything, there isn't really, this makes it so funny, right? There isn't really a reason for Ethan to do this. Ethan doesn't have a beef with the guy. He doesn't have a reason to actually go after this guy. So there isn't any of those arguments that you can make. People are just getting shown this en masse to 40k plus people, and they're just going to be able to come to whatever conclusion without people going, oh, but a Nazi made this. Oh, it's out of context, da-da-da-da-da, right? You got someone who is a lib who is more on Vaush's side, that's now pushing this out there. Because I saw all these people freaking out, and they were going, "Oh, but wait a second, no, it's out of context. Why is Ethan doing this?" Da 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 da. And I'm like, "Yeah, welcome to a normie looking at this shit. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, this is just like this is a completely normie perspective on all of this. They're gonna listen and look at this and be like, what the fuck is all this shit then?"
Yeah, there's
It is.
yeah, that we have
It
that
is what
clip
it
as
is,
well.
guys.
I honestly think it.
because I'm so.
I can't wait.
no, no,
I think it's a
can't.
mistake to be watching these clips
Okay.
because we're giving an opportunity to be like, oh, you're not understanding the full context.
So just
We
go
are
ahead.
going to. We're going to get the full context. Don't say, you can't say that. That's not fair. We're going to watch them all. But we're almost done with the compilation.
Okay.
Vaush gets kicked off of platforms for saying cracker, but not for saying pedophilia can be good for children.
Which is an
Sick
exact
fucking world.
quote.
Here, I'll ask you. Just follow through.
No,
with
I
me 30
don't.
seconds.
I'm not an idealist. I'm not going to
See, what's funny about this clip is in this overarching debate, this is American Johnson. American Johnson actually had quite a retarded position on this. I watched this last night, so I know what happens in this bit. But like, just listen to what Vaush says. It's insane.
talk about hypotheticals that don't have any bearing on material reality. I'm not going to talk about hypothetical situations
talking-
where adults can molest children and it has a positive outcome. Not something I'm going to talk
You're
about.
the one talking.
Fair
Wait, hold
enough.
on. Wait, hold on. First of all,
I don't know why you want.
Here's a comment from his Discord, which I'm assuming is real. I don't know. But it says, the way I see it, the age of consent exists out of respect for the numerous power imbalances older people have over younger people. As those imbalances, or at least some of them, are redressed through the advent of socialism, the age of consent should therefore be lowered. I knew it was socialism that was doing this to people.
I don't endorse this.
What does socialism have to do with age of consent? That's crazy.
I don't know.
talk.
He's on some fucking libertarian brain, dude. I don't know what to say.
Dude, whoa.
Libertarian brain. Oh, shit. I forgot something.
So imagine, all right?
Sorry.
Imagine aliens come
Oh,
down
God.
to Earth.
This is
and they
absolutely
say,
ridiculous, Vaush.
Yeah. Okay, so, granted.
Again. The normie perspective is what you're dealing with here, okay? Any normie would look at that clip and think Vaush sounds insane.
Talk about this.
So,
and then also, this you can see this playing in the background here, is Vaush has got a lot of comments that he's made where he has talked about how much he likes horsecock. I mean, it's there on the screen. I mean, and the thing is, it's become like a bit of a meme amongst this community and on the broader internet. Do you know what this is? This is the Ron DeSantis thing again. Okay, so Ron DeSantis thought that he could do a meme that was, designed to be seen by a broader base of people that is centered around like online memes that are very kind of, insular. So he had like, what is it? Like Patrick Bateman and stuff like that, right? And people outside of that insular online space were like, Patrick Bateman? Oh, that's the guy that murdered someone in a movie. Oh my goodness, why have they got that guy in there? That's kind of like a psychopathic. What on earth, right? It's the same thing here, but the bestiality edition. It's a funny meme that Vaush talks about horsecock a lot amongst an insular online community, but put outside of that, and people are going to be like, what the fuck is this freak on about? Does he like want to fuck a horse? That's crazy, So, yeah, it is a normie perspective meeting insanity and just giving their open, honest reaction to what is being presented in front of them.
imagine, all right? Imagine aliens come down to Earth.
This is
and they
absolutely
say,
ridiculous, Vaush.
Yeah. Okay, so, granted, a lot of those were not the full context. And it's fair to set it up that way because online, a lot of people that see those only see those.
Mm-hmm.
So today we give you that, and now we give you the full thing.
Okay.
Also, real quick, to give ownership, the person who made that was YouTube Police Department on Twitter.
Thanks, buddy.
Nice. Thank you.
Did you say that?
I had said that.
Okay, you know what?
Wait,
No, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Wait, sorry, to be clear, I see people saying in chat, okay? Yes, I accept that Vaush has got some weird fetish about horsecock. I'm not saying he doesn't have that, right? Vaush fundamentally, clearly, even before the proof came out, if you'd have asked me, does Vaush like horsecock? I'd have gone, yeah, he's talked about it a lot. But I'm saying it became a meme. As in, like, that fact became a meme that people laughed about rather than being something that someone would look at and give, like, a condemnation to. This is why, oh God, people are so fucking stupid. You can't follow a simple line of fucking point that I'm making, okay? I mentioned Ron DeSantis to demonstrate that happening on the right. And this is the left version, right? But no, this is the version where you get something that's like more serious and it becomes a meme that people joke about, but you forget the seriousness of the original aspect, and then a normie sees it and they go, oh my God, this is fucking crazy, right?
I just got from the bathroom and I just had this thought. Let's put a monitor in the bathroom.
Bruh.
No, I'm so serious.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a good idea.
No, that hasn't happened at any
Well, hold on.
I like that.
I actually went number 2 on the bathroom. I bring my monitor.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I watched
But it's
it.
delayed. It's delayed though,
It's
so
delayed.
I'm missing.
So we actually just bought some new monitor speakers and had the thought to put them out there.
You know what? I like the idea.
I like it.
One step ahead.
I'm thinking that.
Somebody said this was Lumi reacting to me rating them.
Vaush is rating me? Vaush raid? I like Vaush. Vorse raid? Oh! Well, now that you say Vorse raid, I know who that is. Yeah, isn't that the guy on the internet that, like, talks about politics and fucks horses or something?
I know I've said this a million times before, but I still have to point out how incredibly funny it is. How nobody can give me
Oh, shit.
This is all your fault.
No,
We had an
I
agreement
scrolled
last
down.
week. You
Oh,
said
no,
that you
I'm
want-
sorry. I'm sorry.
This
I
is all
fucked
your
up.
fault.
Dude, what
We
the
had
fuck?
an agreement last
Fuck
week.
off,
You said that you
Keemstar.
wanted to-
Get lost. Sorry, I always do that. Sorry.
Somebody said this was Lumi reacting to me rating them.
Vaush is rating me? Vaush raid? I like Vaush. Vorse raid? Oh! Well, now that you say Vorse raid, I know who that is. Yeah, isn't that the guy on the internet that, like, talks about politics and fucks horses or something?
I know I've said this a million times before, but I still have to point out how incredibly funny it is. How nobody can give me shit for that. Like, ever. You know what I mean? It's just too funny. The whole thing, the whole horse thing is too funny. Because the funny thing is, like, Cenk from the Young Turks said some wacky stuff a while ago, and because he didn't lean into it, like, people give him shit for it. But I leaned into it, so nobody gives me shit for it. It's very funny, you know? Who said in Game of Thrones, like, you must make that which they use to hurt you your armor, so it may never work again? Who said that? That was Tyrion, right? You don't actually believe in the horse thing, right? Of course not. Somebody said this was...
See, that armor works when you're dealing with freaks on the internet that are terminally online. But as we're seeing now, you get past that point. Unfortunately, that armor starts to shatter a little bit. Oh boy, damn.
If you don't say it, you're gonna get shit. So I'm just trying to cover it. Otherwise, I would send it in chat. Even though I did that last time, you still read it out loud. But
we have the XLR run, so all we just got to do is plug it in.
You know what? I think that's a good idea, though.
I mean, yeah,
I
it's
really
all-
like when we do live shows, how they have like speakers everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't miss anything.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. We'll get on that.
Should we? I guess this is one that Dan introduced me to that I think is good to set the tone. The Tacoma Wept one. Now, Dan shared this.
Oh, this is classic.
All right. Just a little bit, like, listen, I don't want to get into it too much, but I will say that this was probably the first clip I ever saw of Vaush, and it was the last. It should have been the last clip that I ever saw of Vaush. It pretty much turned me off to ever paying attention to this guy.
So here he is. Somebody
Tell me
says
what you
he
think.
can't get laid, and he gets defensive about that. Why is it so small? I know there's full
I don't know.
screen.
It's a weird Twitter formatting thing.
Jesus
You
Christ.
get the idea.
Wait, is this guy seriously saying that I can't get laid? Incredible. I'll give you 5,000 if you can get Poontang before January 1st. Do you have any idea who the fuck you're talking to? When I got off Tinder because of the fucking quarantine,
It's so
Tacoma
cringe.
wept.
Brother.
Even like ignoring the fact that I have a girlfriend, even if we're just talking like randos, I'm 2 hours away right now from being inside somebody else. This is one. I have two skills, and it's non-monogamy and speaking publicly. Okay, do some fucking research.
Do some research.
Anytime anything huge happens, we have to say Tacoma wept.
Oh no, it's going mainstream. It's going mainstream. Dude, that's so cringe. Oh, they do say pride comes before a fall, don't they? When I saw they were covering this stuff, I was like, fucking hell, they're going in deep. They've really gone digging. They're a bunch of diggers. They're a bunch of fucking diggers. Anyway, I'll just throw this up just to let you know, because as this was happening, Vaush started to post in his Discord. And well, let's have a look. I don't suppose anyone has explained to him that I want to be the horse. Unfortunately, in my experience, this has probably already passed the point of no return. Oh, no. No. I don't fault Ethan for covering current drama, but I am sad to see someone who I thought I was on good terms with act that way, I guess. Well, it is what it is, I guess. I'll send a message, but I'll be surprised if he even responded. Someone just said it in chat really well. But yeah, it's his arrogance. His arrogance is his downfall here at the end of the day. And I think that when you see someone being this arrogant, and then you look at the things that they're saying, and it's utterly insane shit, you are gonna want to go harder, right? Because poking holes in someone that's arrogant is like a great pleasure, isn't it? At the end of the day. Oh, so yeah, not good. Not good. I mean, so he sat there talking about how he's some sort of skilled rhetorician, and he's talking about like insane takes on pedo stuff. I mean, yeah, it's too good. It's too good to pass up. Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like Reddit tier stuff. It's like mocking a Redditor at that point.
So wait, is Tacoma Web the reference, or is that where you live?
No, I think it's yeah.
So he's genuinely
How
like.
have we never watched this?
I've seen it from Dan.
Yeah, I don't
Tacoma
know.
Web.
I don't see the arrogance in those Discord messages. I don't know who's more annoying. The people that earlier that were trying to act like I was sweeping for Vaush, honestly, infuriating take, because I'm not doing that at all, any of this. Or the people that are sat there going, where's the arrogance? The arrogance is in the statement we just saw on stream. What do you mean? He's there going, yeah, when I got off Tinder, Tacoma wept. You know, I've got 2 skills, getting laid and, what is it, public speaking or something. There's the arrogance. What do you mean, where's the fucking arrogance? Obviously, these messages, he's not being arrogant. These messages, he's being very contrite and recognizing the utter PR disaster that is currently blowing up in his face. Okay? But yes, it's very clear. Do you think Vaush is arrogant? Yes or no? Like, it's such an obvious yes, isn't it? It's such a fucking obvious yes. This is the guy that will go into debates without preparing before he goes into it.
I do feel bad. A lot of people in our audience like this guy, and so we've always just kind of purposely steered clear. But I've had that one in the back pocket for years, and it's behind the scenes. I've referenced Tacoma Wept.
I'm gonna comment that on your next Instagram post.
One guide, yes.
I think it's honestly a phenomenal, versatile. It sounds incredible. It has a, I mean, he's right though. He clearly has an knack for public speaking.
I mean, see, look.
So Tacoma Wept, you have it, Zach?
I'll pull it.
But also, is this so gross how he goes, I'm 2 hours away from being inside of somebody else?
It's disgusting.
Like with or without permission? What do you mean?
With permission, with permission.
Okay. Well, he wasn't clear about it because it made it sound like I'm coming inside.
Oh, he's hot shit.
Give me 2 hours.
Tacoma Wept.
Give me 2 hours and a bottle of ether.
Forgive me. I still don't get it. The Tacoma Web.
Vaush's brain is 90% hubris, 6% horsecock, and the rest is lolly. Yeah.
So he says, because when I got off of Tinder, the entire city of Tacoma where he lives, people were crying.
Okay. It was just so devastating that he wasn't on Tinder.
Got it.
Tacoma Wept.
Got it.
And he's good at 2 things: public speaking and fucking, baby. And he's all out of words.
And look it up if you don't believe it.
And if I run out of people, and I'm all out of people to fuck.
Where's the next farm?
No. I want to hear Tacoma Wept again. Yeah, I'm 2 hours from the nearest farm.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
Off Tinder because the fucking.
Even if you're a fan, you got to admit this shit's kind of fun. You got to be giggling if you're a fan of Vaush. But I listen. I won't judge you if you keep watching, but I will be perpetually shocked that people are watching.
One of our chatters says, "I live in Tacoma. I'm sorry for your loss." Quarantine. Tacoma Wept.
It's just the casual brutality of it all. You know, I liken it to in Germany in the 40s, an SS officer going up to a Jewish person just sat in a bar drinking and putting a bullet in the back of their head. You know, it's just like so casual with the way they're going about it. It's almost like thoughtless in how they're going. And what was funny for me, I tweeted about this and I said, but just imagine how insane it would be that you think that you're on good terms with a massive YouTuber, okay, and, you know, you have this embarrassing thing happen, and you think, the Nazis and the Kiwi farmers are at me again, and you think nothing more of it. And then H3 goes live to over 40,000 people and starts playing like your worst clips and calling you a pedo. Like, bro, I mean, he's not explicitly calling him that, but, that's kind of the level that we're at with this. Like, what an insane thing that must be to go through as you realize. Apparently, he was getting a fucking haircut at the time. And he found out that this stream was happening. And he tweeted out, he said, hey, and added H3 Productions and said, I'm getting my haircut at the moment, but do you want to talk about this? Oof. Oof, oof, oof.
Any idea who the fuck you're talking to? When I got off Tinder because of the fucking quarantine, Tacoma wept.
That's a lot.
Wow.
So that's just to set the tone.
Tacoma wept.
Should we? So let's get into the main sources here. So this one, Vaush explains the context of the quote. I am yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why CP should be illegal. So here is
a bad haircut too. Well, yeah, that's because he had to stop halfway through to get home and fire up his stream. Ooh.
full clip for our consideration.
Real quick, I have the soundbite now.
Go ahead.
To Blizzard Woofy for that one.
Tacoma wept.
Oh no!
Tragedy.
No,
it is tragic. Dude, this whole thing is soundbite. Like the fertile. We got to pull all kinds from this.
Yeah. Also, when he says like, what was it? Look it up or research it.
Do your research.
Do your research.
on my sexual conquest.
Yeah.
Right here he is describing it. And by the way, I love this game. Dead Cells, great game. So
yeah.
fun.
Got out.
Tacoma
He's
wept.
got good game taste.
Moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal. Now that one, wow.
Wait 1 second.
That's a.
Trying to figure out where Ian has the other box, the other pip.
Tacoma wept.
I know where it is.
Where's the pip, Ian?
Where's the pip? Where's the other pip?
Where's the pip, Ian?
Where's the pip, Ian? Here, I got it. I'll just move it.
Chat said, I'm ignoring when you say something to get you back for never hearing me.
Huh?
Yeah, what?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're trying to get revenge by doing that?
That's what chat said. Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I mean, keep doing it.
Okay, go ahead.
It was like 3 or 4 times today. It's really something amazing. I mean, it's funny now. I didn't have to call it out. I just go, thanks, dude. Everybody knows. It's fun. We love it. We love it. We love these things.
Okay, it is the minority, to be fair, but I am seeing some Vaush fans. And I think that you're retarded, to be honest with you. You're complaining about clip chimping, okay? We're way past fucking clip chimping, okay? I know that you know the full context and you've seen it, right? What do people not understand about this? This is being broadcast to 40,000 people that are going to be coming to conclusions and talking about this, okay? This fucking, the clip chimp, context, that ain't going to fucking fly. It's over. It's never been more fucking over. You guys have fucking lost it. I'm sorry to break it to you, but this is an absolute and utter PR disaster that Vaush is probably not going to be able to recover from. Yes, obviously, he'll still have his audience and people that will support him. But this is going to be, at the very least, a great impediment if he wants to, proceed further through the content creation space. Let's just say the H3 appearance, well, in fact, I'll show this now just to get it out of the way. But let's just say the H3 appearance maybe isn't on the cards. But on that note, let's have a look at this. If he wanted me to defend myself, he probably would have reached out. My illustrious first appearance on the H3 pod. Ooh. I've generally been pretty fair to Ethan, I think. I don't fault him for covering drama, but doing this gigantic generic smear piece without reaching out or talking beforehand feels at least a little shitty of him. People really, really do hate me. I'd reach out if I could. I really doubt that's a viable avenue of engagement. Doesn't show there. And failed attempts at engagement just make me look defensive, really. Oh. I mean, yeah, this. I mean, you know, I said it in my Discord yesterday, but it's like it's like the chicken's coming home to roost in many ways, right? It's the chicken's coming home to roost in terms of making these obnoxious, smug arguments about a very sensitive topic. You know, also Vaush is himself a concluder. So that's the other thing that kind of annoys me with you Vaush fans, is Vaush is a concluder. And now you're getting mad at other people that are concluding. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, concluding is bad. Getting all the information available and then saying what it is probably the best way to go about it. I'm not doing call-ins today. I've got too much to cover. I've got fucking hours of this to get through and then more stuff to get through. I'm not talking to retarded Vaush fans. You know, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, with the way that I'm saying it, when I'm being completely reasonable and nuanced, you're fucking hopeless, okay? You're literally fucking hopeless. But yeah, Vaush is obviously kind of recognizing, I think, the enormity of this and realizing that, yeah, I mean, it's just a complete disaster. And there's no coping that will get you past it. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Justify, explain.
A zinger, isn't it? I have yet to hear one convincing argument. Yeah, I saw Hyena. I have yet to hear one convincing argument for why child pornography should be illegal. I know. Woof. Now, what the context that's missing here is that when I was saying that, I was saying, in the world we live in right now, I don't think there's a convincing moral or legal argument which is consistent with the morals or legality that we currently have. Now, what does that mean? Well, the argument that I was making...
It just feels hypocritical that Hassan friends are crying about Vaush. I mean, Ethan has just had a big fucking drama arc with Hassan over his Israel-Palestine takes. And I don't really know what Hassan has done in relation to horsecock or lolly stuff that would make him hypocritical. Like, I don't think you know what hypocrisy means, to be honest.
And I've made this argument a bunch of times, and I've addressed this poorly made argument a bunch of times here on this stream, is that, well, let's go through the logic. Why is the possession of child pornography immoral? Because it hurts people to make child pornography, yeah? Because you have to hurt children to make it. That's why it's immoral. It's not magically immoral. It's immoral because of the harm that is caused by it. So, do we not possess other things that
you sound like
hurt
someone who's
people
trying to
in their
rationalize
production?
child abuse. Like that is an insane... That's actually...
It's like, okay, this is wrong.
That is not better.
This is wrong, but there's also other stuff that are wrong.
This is rationalizing. People who do horrible shit, they rationalize it in their minds so they can live with it. This man says, you eat chocolate and you dare to care about child pornography? That's what his point is, right?
I can't stop looking at his shirt that says adult only. Like, why?
It's like his own version of girl math.
Unless it's the hentai I'm downloading.
That's boy math you were asking
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, that's the boy math you were talking about.
Go ahead, Vaush. Let's follow the logic, as you said.
Say, for example, the innumerable supply chains which hurt other people, the child slavery, whatever.
Okay, but this is the thing, right? Every Vaush fan has to memorize 14 different... Why are you doing that? That's insane, right? You don't have to fucking defend him on every front, right? You can just go, yeah, he said some crazy shit, and I don't agree with everything he says, right? You don't have to fucking defend... Like, this is the fundamental problem with some of this stuff, is people's desire to go to insane lengths to be able to adequately defend him from all angles of attack. Like... He said some crazy shit. I mean, what the fuck, bro? You don't have to, like, defend him at every turn. You don't even have to say he's a fucking full-blown pedo, but recognize that this is insane shit to say. And although some of it was a while ago, sure, in this context, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass when you show on stream that you have got lolicon porno saved on your computer.
Have you? The argument that I was making essentially is that people are inconsistent in their moral outrage at commodities which hurt people when they're produced.
Okay.
So people will laugh off cocoa butter or chocolate or or cobalt or other products that we tend to get through a really, really unethical system, but then they're really, really quick to denounce child porn. Now, you'll never be able to...
That's not a problem.
As you should be.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
You should be really quick to denounce.
Even if there's some... Can you fault them? Because, like, one is very easy to understand.
One is like the wrong thing is right in front of you.
No analysis needed.
The other one, you need to know and you need to do research and you need to learn that it's behind the scenes, it's being made wrongly.
Yeah, it's not easy to piece all that together.
Mm-hmm.
So does it surprise you that people care about CP more than they care about cobalt farming? I mean, it shouldn't. Absolutely shouldn't. We all have children. I don't have a cobalt mine in my backyard. I don't know what the fuck that's like. Just being real. That's crazy. That's crazy. I
also think your point that you already made earlier about you
brutal.
could figure out a way to make those
brutal.
things ethically. You cannot figure out
It's not the same.
a way to make
Child
CP
pornography is not a
ethically.
commodity.
Mhm.
It's not It's something else. This isn't wheat and fucking cobalt and shit that's shipped on boats and traded internationally. This is something else. Putting it in the same bracket as that is truly just a rationalization. I mean, in the worst possible way. It's actually really fucked up.
The other problem as well with some of this stuff is in Vaush's hubris. When he's like looked at one of these clips, he hasn't just gone, oh yeah, that was a crazy thing to say. I shouldn't have fucking said it that way. That's stupid. You know, he tries to like defend it further, right? And it's like, you just got to say, yeah, that was fucked up, and I said it in a fucked up way. I don't really mean that. Like, dude, it's
to find a clip of me saying that I think it's good to have child porn or that it's
so
okay
bad.
to hurt children.
Terrible
or anything like that,
PR.
because those were never the arguments that I was making. It was only an indication, oh my God, it's just like every other clip of you, quote unquote, defending CP. Yep, it's just like the other 47 times this has happened. Now,
that doesn't seem like an exaggeration.
Well, why are you defending it 47 times?
I think he's kidding. He's kidding. Or is he not kidding?
Well, we've already seen in the highlight
that is
clip.
kind of true because there are a lot of clips. So
just from what we've seen in the highlight clip.
Holy shit. I'm sorry. 20 minutes from Tacoma, there's this famous case of a guy died from injuries sustained while attempting to have sex with a horse.
So Tacoma wept.
We lost a good one that day. Tinder wept. What was he trying to? Was he on top or on bottom?
Yeah, it's the same. Well,
Do you think it says that?
Engaging in receptive
Oh, it does
anal
say it.
intercourse
People
with
do.
a horse.
Yeah, he was getting railed by a horse.
Oh my god. Oh
I guess there was
my
multiple
God.
guys, and it was labeled by the internet 2 guys, 1 horse.
Do you think he knew that?
Vaush might have been there.
Oh my
man.
god.
That's why Tacoma wept, because he died.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the Mr. Hands.
Yeah, Zach,
case.
that's what you were saying.
That's the Mr.
Yeah,
Hands.
okay, because
case.
you were saying Mr. Hands. I'm like, who the hell's that? You're
Oh,
right.
Mr. Hands.
Mr.
That was
Hands?
Mr. Hands.
Zach brought up to me, he's like, it's like Mr. Hands. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but that's the case. They went under the alias Mr. Hands.
Wow.
I don't know.
The horse fucker.
Okay, Brad, in the chat here.
So
just wrote, I'm hot.
Tacoma
oh,
wept.
It's like Brad.
I want to fuck me right now. That means put on the AC, please. Thank you, legend.
So that was a bit nasty.
We love you. We need Phidias back on the show.
Yeah.
Everybody misses him. Like he won everybody over.
Wow.
It was really actually phenomenal.
Dude, he's in like the European Parliament.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, of course. It's like in the CSAM stuff, you're deriving pleasure from a child, getting horrendously abused and whatever in a way that's going to deeply traumatize them for the rest of their life, right? Whereas you like eating chocolate, and it may be that in that supply chain, there may be children working in it. You're not deriving pleasure from the suffering of children, essentially. So yeah, it's like, there's a number of reasons I think it's a kind of stupid thing to say, but beyond anything else, even if you were making like a valid argument, say, which I don't think he really is, it's still just a complete optical disaster to say it in that way. Like, you just should not fucking, you got to be so sensitive with it. I obviously say things about this stuff sometimes, but I try and be quite cautious. Yeah, there's clips of me of 5 seconds saying some stupid shit, but like, you've got to be quite cautious in how you engage with it. And I think making longer form arguments that last for like 30 seconds, a minute or more, where you're talking about this, yeah, you've really got to fucking avoid talking about it in such an extreme way.
Or some shit right now. I've been following his story.
Yeah, what is he doing?
Yeah, he took a flight to somewhere and he's hanging out with politicians, from what I've seen. On his story.
Oh yeah, he said he was running for president or something in Cyprus.
Awesome.
He's the most famous Siberian. Dude, can we set up a call with him?
You want another one?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody wants to hear.
Still don't know how old he is.
It's interesting.
Okay, so Mr. Hands is like a case that people know about?
Yeah, a lot of people in chat seem to be familiar.
Why they call him Mr. Hands?
That was his name online.
Okay.
Was he like a known horse fucker?
Yeah, he like recorded a bunch of
known
films,
horse
I believe.
fucker.
Oh, they were released after he died, maybe.
Oh, like that's awesome. It was like Tupac albums.
Yeah, like Life After Death. Oh no, that's Biggie.
He died for what he loves. All right, Vaush, go ahead. But so here's what I'm getting from this. His original statement: I have yet to hear a moral or legal argument for why possession of CP should be illegal. Let's isolate that and compare it to what he said was his explanation for saying that. And it doesn't really make sense.
Mm-hmm.
The comment he's saying, his explanation for justifying that comment doesn't really line up to me. If you're trying to say that people are morally inconsistent with things like cobalt and chocolate and coffee, you would say that. You could say that a billion other ways that would be way more effective. And as he said himself, he has 2 skills. One is, being a public speaker, and the other one is non-monogamy. and horses involved in that apparently. His partners could be a man, woman, or in his case,
centaur, like creature, somewhere in between.
But my point is, this guy's smart and he's a good communicator. So, like him saying, does that even speak to what he said? If he says, I haven't heard a convincing moral or legal argument for why CP should be illegal, does that in any way actually address what he said he's saying?
Well, okay, so the argument is that, under capitalism, we have all of these commodities and supply chains that are part of our everyday life, and the acquisition of those things.
No, the socialist is going against him as well.
It involves oftentimes things that we consider immoral, either slave labor or just massively underpaid labor, or excuse me, Dennis. And he's saying that if you are okay, this is his point, if you're okay with that, then you don't really you're a hypocrite if you're not okay with the CP stuff.
And if you were trying to convey that, would you say, I have never heard anyone give me a convincing argument why CP should be illegal or is even immoral?
Right. Well, I think
work that in
what
somehow.
You said is the big gaping hole, in my opinion, of what he.
And I'm not talking about Mr. Hands.
His asshole after the horse. Yeah.
4 for 4. 4 for 4.
Thanks, bro.
I think the big gaping hole is that one, like cobalt, chocolate, like they're. Listen, I agree that there are terrible practices involved in the acquisition of a lot of these things, but at the end of the day, those are all commodities that have some utility to society.
Yes, exactly.
And you can still quibble about is us having chocolate as privileged Westerners, is that, make it okay that we use slave labor? And, you can denounce that. There is no situation where the child pornography is okay. There is that doesn't exist.
Right.
And so the comparison doesn't work. It doesn't
work.
I frankly, hearing him explain the quote context
exactly what I said earlier.
Makes me, frankly, I don't believe him. Because it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Those two statements are not logically connected.
Right. Because it's more, they're victims more than commodities. I know what he's trying to get across. I mean, it doesn't make no fucking sense, but...
I don't believe him.
Yeah.
I don't believe that that's what he meant, even.
Yeah. The argument is just so flimsy because he then has to say that not the act of making the child porn is immoral, but you have to, at a certain point, say that simply child porn, if there isn't a victim, is moral.
It's a retard's idea of what a smart person's argument is, and that's why I call it pedo-sophistry, okay?
He does come close to saying that when he said previously, which I guess there's more context to, that children and adults can have meaningful, healthy sexual relationships.
And it can be positive
for the child.
So I believe the next clip that we have...
Is that another justification for CP? I mean...
It just...
Pretty much.
By the way, let me just defend myself. Everyone says, oh, Ethan, I saw you sniff your finger.
Oh boy.
There was a little thing here. I didn't know if it was a piece of cake or a piece of cardboard. So I touched it and I smelled my fingers to see. It's cardboard, by the way.
Oh, I'll defend you. I've done things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helped.
So that's that. Let me keep seeing if there's anything else here.
Are we gonna watch more context for that statement? Because that one is wild.
Apparently, yes.
Okay, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Tacoma wept. The point that I'm making here is that I think that all of these things are immoral.
See, I don't think that that's what you were saying.
I mean, you can disagree.
Show me the original clip.
I think the issue is still in his explanation. I don't think the explanation... You're saying you just don't believe him.
I don't believe him because what he's saying doesn't make sense. What he said
I don't know.
does not connect to what he's... Let's see the original clip. I don't want to see him trying to...
explain it away?
Yeah, here he is trying to rationalize it. Let's see the original clip.
No.
I want to see that. And then I'll have a better idea of what he was actually saying at the moment.
He's going deeper.
And again, this is a man who touts one of his 2 skills in life as being a public speaker.
These things should be illegal. And the reason why this cancellation attempt comes up every couple of months is because... and by the way, this never comes up in person when people talk to me.
Well, okay.
Okay.
I guess it's fair. I guess it doesn't matter.
Everyone's a coward.
I dare you to call me a pedophile in my face.
It's because the people who make these accusations about me know they would get blown the fuck out. Oh, drama alerts in chat. Oh,
what does that mean? That you would fight them?
Drama alert in chat.
Is that what he meant? That I will fight you?
He's a
By the way, that might have been a fake account because I heard on the grapevine that apparently that wasn't Keemstar. So I don't know whether it's true.
He wants to debate you.
He's going to want to debate me on this.
Specifically. I mean,
he's going to want to debate me on this. I'll take that. I'll do it. He's apparently the great debater. He fancies himself as. So what happens when Chris Hansen meets the? I'm kidding. I'm not Chris Hansen. But what happens when the hay meets the horse?
So no cookies for you?
Let's get to the bottom of it, Bucko.
What was on the agenda tonight?
Keem, do you want to come on? We can talk
What
about
is
it.
Keem
Start
stars
doing
in here.
there.
Oh shit, godly. That's a time. That's my time to exit. So okay, that's his. Now I don't know. I mean, do people think that explanation is convincing?
I mean, his supporters think so. Yeah.
It's
I didn't find it particularly compelling.
my
personally.
problem is that there's no logic there. Like
Doesn't connect.
it doesn't connect, and he seems like a smart guy. So why would that one be
People want me to debate him.
so weird?
Do you think he's going to debate me on whether or not he's?
Whether or not he was, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I guess he has nothing to lose, but
that's pretty much what he does in one of these clips. Well,
that's kind of
Right.
insane.
Yeah. There's one coming up where he is doing
The
exactly.
thing is, I think these days isn't Vaush a bit more optically minded? So maybe he'd even come on and be like, you know, hey, maybe I was being a bit hasty in some of those clips. But that would honestly be probably the best play, I think, is just come on and go, look, appreciate some of those clips quite spicy. They sound really bad. Here's what I was trying to say. I shouldn't have used that example. Da-da-da. But anyway, yes, there is a much touted possible Vaush-Ethan conversation, but whether or not it's going to happen is another story.
Play that. So
okay, Vaush, if you want to,
He needs to rein it in.
well, he hasn't
If
said.
he doesn't want to get saddled with pedo allegations, he's going to have to rein it in a bit, isn't he?
he's going to want to. I know it.
He's the biggest debate lord online.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure
in his opinion, that's the only way he can fix this. Yeah, I don't know that. I kind of am with the other guy. He's like, I don't want to argue if CP is bad. I don't want to even engage in that conversation necessarily.
Right.
But it didn't explain the folder. Well, don't worry. We're going to watch Vosh's explanation later. Don't you worry about that. We're going to get to that, okay? Okay. Vaush has said that saying this was terrible, but he does agree with the axioms. Yeah, man. Go in there and talk about axioms, about pedo shit. I'm sure that's going to go well.
You know, I don't kobold and fucking coffee and all that shit.
It's just a very weird argument to make.
Like, even if what you're saying is true, which it's not, I don't want to have the conversation. Because there's going to be pedophiles that are like, yeah, that explains why. Everybody else is a hypocrite. Dudes are going to go home and fuck a kid and be like, everyone's a hypocrite. How dare they judge me?
Yeah.
That's the world you want to live in.
Go eat your chocolate.
Everyone has their vice. I fuck kids, you eat chocolate. I don't see the big difference.
Brutal.
I mean, dude, you're going to get... Dude, there's no shot.
Brutal.
What's your argument?
There's no fucking shot, bro. What's your argument?
Brutal.
That would be a hell of a debate. I mean, I don't even know how to even get into that. Let's see if he wants to. I don't think about it.
Maybe there are two types of lolly: the really young stuff and the adults who are short with small boobs, that kind of body type. But that point isn't really. Listen, okay? Look, at the end of the day, I do not have oversight or control over what you choose to do in your own bedroom, okay? I personally think you should not get involved in any lolly stuff because of the potential impact that has on yourself and what it means for you, what you could have issues with, and you should get that fucking checked out, okay? Putting that to one side, though, I cannot control what you do in your own bedroom, okay? I mean, you could look at illegal stuff for all I fucking know. I can't control that, right? All I'd say is, obviously, don't fucking do that. That's insane. But I've got no control. This isn't even about the private, like, what you're looking at. Vaush showed this on stream. This is the big problem with this too, is that he's fucked himself by showing it on stream. So he had a setup where that could happen. What an insane thing as a streamer to have, where you could potentially broadcast pornography, particularly when it's as insane as the stuff that Vaush has got. Horsecock lolly shit. I mean, bro, what on earth are you doing, right? If you just show normal porno, adult women getting gangbanged or some shit, that's embarrassing, but you can have a bit of a laugh about that, can't you? You can have a bit of a giggle. Oh, oops. Oh, didn't mean to show that. Yeah, obviously you got the TOS shit, but, you know, you can have a laugh about that. The stuff that he had was crazy in a place where it could be shown on stream. What on earth was this guy thinking? Utter insanity. This is why I say it doesn't really matter what you think of this personally, right? This, regardless, it is a complete and total PR disaster that Vaush is not soon going to recover from, if he can recover at all.
The topic for today is Vaush in support of pedophilia and zoophilia. The debaters, Ethan Klein and Vaush, Vaush, the horse, Jackson. I don't know his last name.
Oh no! Come on, man.
And welcome everybody to today's episode of When the Hay Meets the Horse.
Tacoma wept.
Tacoma wept, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Wept.
Oh man. All right, so let's move on then. I guess, guys, monitor the chat. If there's fans of him that are saying I am missing something, please let me know. Here's the next one. Context that this is the one you said, Hila. Is it possible for a child to have sexual relationship and it be positive? Here's his explanation for that one.
I think just
Okay, look, this is super duper simple, okay?
No, it's not.
Utilitarianism, utilitarianism, is about considering the consequences of a specific action, okay?
Well, why did you have to mix Delta into all this shit, man?
How are we talking about utilitarianism?
He's really coming after Ocarina of Time with this conversation. That means so much to so many of us.
Majora's Mask.
Oh, that's Majora's Mask? My bad. Fuck. I actually started playing that recently.
No, dude. Okay, this angle is not helping either. Oof, that is a rough angle for this.
Oh, I love it.
Me and Teddy were playing it for a bit. But we lost.
Oh, that's cute.
It's kind of scary.
Now
it's
this is content.
It's a weird one. It's
It's
all about death.
hard too.
Yeah, it's a dark one.
Super hard.
We have an interesting update. Vaush addresses the folder just recently, like 30 minutes ago. After we get through this, I'll send it.
Okay. We'll circle back.
Breaking update.
Breaking update.
Big news.
The ad placement in AB's shot. Oh, don't move it.
Oh. No, I hide this on purpose.
All right, go ahead, Vaush.
It is possible, please right now, uncuck your dumb shit libcuck fucking SJW brains and recognize this empirically correct fact that I am about to spit. It is possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship and for it to have positive outcomes on the child as well. That is possible.
No, you know what my physicist says is possible? I could fall through the ground because our atoms lined up in the same wavelength somehow. I mean, who gives a fuck?
No.
Yeah,
I only have one word. No.
What are you saying? That like teenagers had sex with adults in like ancient Greek and that was fine, or something? Like, what is your point? That in some magical world, like, what's the point of this argument?
This one is crazy.
Well, I think when he plays the clip further, what does he say? He says something like, "But even if that was true, it should still be disallowed," or something. I believe. Maybe he plays it, maybe he doesn't. But to the Voshites out there, okay, that are listening to this. It's not just you get wrapped up in defending this clip. It's a multitude of clips. And it's now that he's got fucking lolly stuff in a folder. Like, it is just too much. It is too much to bear the brunt of. And, if I was a Vaush fan, I would just be writing this off as, yeah, he says some wacky shit and it's a bit suspicious, I agree. This idea that you can defend him at this point is just completely insane. It's just, you can't. It's not happening. It is not going to be happening. What do you think is going to happen if Vaush ends up on this stream? What is he going to say? What can he possibly say to all of this that isn't a complete and total walk down from some of those insane claims? I mean, we're going to watch his response where he talks about it, but dude, it is fucking... It's never been more over. Let's put it that way.
Blood is starting to boil.
Why are you saying this?
Blood boiling.
What point are you trying to make? All right, go ahead, Vaush.
However, categorically,
it's not.
Discourage those relationships because, as a rule, it is
He's sweating, bro. He knows he fucked up. He knows, dude. His career is flashing before his eyes. He said too much.
Substantially more likely that enabling them would cause harm in society.
Raw.
That's the difference between
raw.
Wait, let me.
Why is he saying?
Yeah, let me go back. Let me hear this. He looks scared.
Raw.
He looks like Chris Hansen about to come in that door.
And for it to have positive outcomes on the child.
Dude, his shirt. Why does he got to have the wildest shirt? Raw, yeah.
We are getting a few dribs and drabs. I think most people are, kind of on board with the criticisms. But because, this has been debunked. Sorry. Wait a sec. Clip chimp debunked. Context. Bro, you do not understand this, do you? You don't get what's happening here. You clearly are fucking adrift in the reality of life. Okay. There's no fucking debunked. There's no context. It's done. Okay?
Why don't you take a seat right over there?
Yeah, the shirts really don't help his whole arguments so far. The other one with the adult only.
That is possible. However, categorically, we discourage those relationships because, as a rule, it is substantially more likely that enabling them would cause harm in society.
Okay, so why?
No.
What is the point of sussing this out exactly?
No.
You're saying in no cases is this possible.
I'm saying this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's upsetting.
Yeah,
it's really upsetting.
But there's just no point to have
really
this
upsetting.
conversation.
Why have this conversation? What is he saying? That maybe there's one case where it didn't traumatize the kid? Show me that one case, first of all. But so what? So maybe there's one, so then we're all hypocrites because...
Well, he's saying
what?
On the whole, it's more likely to negatively affect kids.
Right.
And therefore, as a whole, we view it as a bad thing. Even though sometimes, in some cases, it's a good thing.
No.
Yeah.
I say no.
Yeah.
And also show me, who are you talking about? What is this?
Let's do, you got some data on that?
And why?
I mean, I guess anything's
why is this a conversation you want to have?
I don't. That's my question
That's
about the
like-
first and the clip too.
Yes, like the first question
Why
should
bring
be
this
like,
up?
okay, shut up. Why?
This isn't like a pertinent philosophical question that needs to be thought through. This is like disgusting.
See, this is the other problem with this kind of like stream philosophy shit, okay? Is, what is it? Sam Harris, I think, talked about this. How in like a philosophy or ethics class, in like a classroom setting, right? Anything is open for conversation. I think the way he put it is you could potentially have a conversation in a philosophical lecture setting about the ethics of eating a baby, right? And that would be something that you could discuss. And everyone would understand that you're making points and arguments and discussions. It don't mean that you support eating babies. It just means that you're discussing the ethics or morals of it, right? Okay? But the problem is, well, I mean, you can do it. The Trib one, fucking common Chud logic chat copa that I've seen recently. But people are not going to, interpret it in that way, are they? They're going to look at it in the worst possible fucking light. So it's kind of it's just a pointless thing to get into and discuss and engage with, in my opinion, right? I think if you wanted to have a conversation about this, you should just be very cautious about how you go about it when there's an audience watching, because you could end up in a situation where this is the output, right? I mean, bro, I feel there's such obvious takes. I feel there's such obvious, clear truth of the matter, and people are acting like this is some sort of crazy take. Yeah, obviously you've got to be cautious about what you say in case it gets used against you. I've got another level to it where if I ever talk about non-stuff, I've got kids. And let's say that someone clipped a portion of my stream where I was making a similar argument to what Vaush was making. And there was like 5 or 6 examples of that. And then someone doxed me and sent it to Child Protection Services or whatever. There's every chance that, they might investigate me. They might fucking look into me in some way. Yes, people will get triggered because they don't want to think. You're so retarded. You're so retarded. You're so stupid. You don't get it. You do not get it, and you'll never fucking get it. Okay? Yes, outside of your insular debate communities, people do not want to fucking think about the ethics and morals of whether we should allow an adult to fuck a child. Correct. Yes. Bro, you're terminally online. You've lost it. You've got brain rot from being online so much. Go and try and have this conversation with any normie in the street. They'll look at you like you're a total fucking freak. And what you're seeing here is you're getting to bridge the divide between the terminally online aspect and via H3, the more normie aspect. Okay? That is what's happening here.
Perversion, dude. This is like a man. What I see is someone rationalizing the consumption of child pornography, frankly. That's what I'm seeing. And so maybe it feels pertinent to you. And again, I don't know what kind of pornography you're... Well, I do, actually, based on...
You're retarded because you're framing it like they're in the wrong, right? You're like, oh, they're getting triggered about it, right? You're acting like there's something wrong happening there. And I just don't really see it that way. These things that are being said are completely insane to anyone that isn't terminally online and involved in these kind of topics and conversations.
But not all of it. I don't know what else is in that folder if you scroll down. But this is a guy who seems eager to rationalize the consumption of CP on both accounts. Oh, we have a Vaush.
And yet again, just to remind everyone, you've got all of this already. And then on top of that, you've got the lolly aspect, which has just been released. That combines to form an absolute fucking PR quagmire that you cannot fucking untangle yourself from. But yeah.
Right, what am I missing?
On, let's get through this.
Vaush said that CP is just as bad as child slavery. And if you're okay with slavery bit, you have to be okay with CP, which is objectively true.
No, that's ridiculous.
We all understood that was the point he was making. That's a bad point.
That is still a ridiculous point. First of all, nobody said they're okay with slavery. Second of all, we said that one can be more complicated, first of all, to know that it's happening, but also there are things to do about avoiding.
Okay. This has been out there for years and they only care about it now. Such lazy virtue signaling. Why do you think they're looking at this now? What do you think might have happened that made them go, oh, and they start to look at other stuff? What sparking incident do you think there is for this happening? Fucking, you guys are so stupid. It's obviously the fact that he's just shown a folder that's got fucking lolly in it. Idiots.
And I think companies are constantly working on that.
And the point is,
the other one is just bad in all cases.
Exactly.
It's
you
always
can make
bad.
coffee ethically. Yeah. It's not inherent to it.
If you're going and buying an iPhone and there's some unethical cobalt in it, nobody's gonna fucking know that. But if you're sitting down to watch CP, guess what? I got no questions.
Right.
There's no questions left.
Right.
Right.
There's none. It's a weird point. I don't care how much y'all love him. It's a weird ass point to make. Whether he's right or wrong, it's fucking weird. Oh, he tweeted me. Yo, H3 wants to talk. That's totally cool, but you'll have to wait a sec because I'm getting a haircut right now. You're getting your mane trimmed.
Oh no!
Bro.
You want me to?
Not today.
Not right now.
We're almost out of time.
Let's chew on
We're
this
at
a
3
bit.
hours.
Let's chew on this like some fresh hay or
hair.
carrots or something. Peanut butter.
Denied.
Roll it over.
Apple slices.
Apple slices. I hear horses love.
I hear that too.
There's still like another 50 minutes.
You know,
of
like
this,
Cole and
bro.
Costco, I appreciate it because, but at the same time, it's weird. There's no need for this conversation to take place.
Not
We
only
don't need
there's
it.
no need, it actually is most likely probably harmful.
Always.
So why are you even having this conversation?
That's my point. What are you trying to do right now?
What kind of audience are you looking to get?
Yeah.
What type of people?
And also, another thing that I've not pointed out either is Vaush, Vaush has like rallied against some stuff recently, hasn't he? Like the, what is it? Hasn't he like commented about as an anti-lolly stance? And I think he's also been critical of AI art recently, which it turns out some of this stuff apparently was AI art, So there's these kind of public positions that he's held, but then there's now a demonstration of something private which contradicts those public statements that are made. I mean, again, classic thing that people don't like is you're contradictory on private behavior versus what you say in public. Yeah, there's a clip of this, isn't there? Of him talking about this. But anyway, you get the gist, right? Like, that's the other aspect too, is they're not really getting into that, but there's going to be people out here who are saying, hang on a sec, you've said all this stuff publicly, but then privately you've got this content. What the fuck is that about? I mean, people hate that kind of shit, right?
People from Tacoma.
Oh God, let's stay away from Tacoma.
Where's
folks.
Tacoma?
Yeah, it's in Washington. No disrespect to the Tacomans.
Yeah, no disrespect.
What's the population there?
Tacoma. Let me find out. Someone had a suggestion that
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Tacoma...
It's like when the homophobe guy, it turns out that he's been fucked by a dude, and then there's loads of old clips that are covered of him talking about how maybe gay sex isn't so bad after all. It's like kind of like that, right?
What's the name of a horse?
Okay,
that's
Tacoma wept.
Come on.
It's 220,000.
That's not a lot, so we can write them all off.
Yeah, fuck them.
We can write them all off. Tacoma, you're done.
Yeah, Tacoma
Sorry.
wept.
All right, go on, Vaush. Explain in your sweaty...
Oh my God. Vaush was making this argument: the free market capitalists would be okay with child slavery. Yeah, good luck with that. Take that into H3 and see how that goes down. Good luck. Godspeed. I look forward to the fucking stream.
Stressed out state.
Bro, you guys are so
fucked up.
lost.
Raw
Oh,
dog it.
boy.
That's the difference between ACT and rule utilitarianism. An ACT utilitarian would say, oh, this is an instance where it was good for the adult and the minor to have sex. That would make it a good action. But the rule utilitarian...
How do you measure
which is
that,
what,
bro? Who's setting up to measure that?
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Dude.
This is like that. What is this like? The fucking utilitarian, a good act is always the right thing to do. Fucking brain rot shit. And dude, this shit is so cancer. I hate all this stuff. This is why I'm not a philosophizer. Okay, I just say it how I see it. All right.
And it's not just once. You've done this several times. Like a point he keeps coming back to.
I would say, even though that individual outcome was good, the act was still bad because, in general, in a broader application, for adults and children to have sex with one another leads to...
He's like if Plato met Jimmy Savile.
or just Plato met Plato.
Oh yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying?
True. What if you? Yeah. There you go.
Oh my God!
No, we're not thinking
No
about
way,
it enough.
Because I don't. I have no idea if he's a philosophy major or whatever. But there's a bit of a reputation with these types.
Philosophers?
Yeah.
Really?
There's a whole thing about philosophers fucking kids. Well, like Antiquita.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is true that back in the days of Greece, pederasty is, I think it was called, isn't it? That was their name for it. Obviously in Latin or whatever. But yeah, it was common that you would have these relationships. But then that's the reason that we've come up with age consent laws, because we recognize through our development and through learning about humans and stuff that actually a child having that kind of relationship can cause long-lasting psychological damage. So we need to have a cutoff where before that we say, no, don't do it.
Even today?
More modern times too.
I didn't know
about that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a trope almost of like the philosophy professor at a school sleeping with his students.
I don't buy those claims. No, it's true. Hey, Lyrix, how's it going? Bro, you're on my radar over this Plague Moss stuff. I've been meaning to get to it, and I will. I want to watch your I don't know if I'll be able to get to it today, but today, if not today, tomorrow, I'm going to be looking at all of your conversations. I'm looking forward to it. I hear it's good drama. And yeah, I will be addressing, well, I think we all know what must be addressed, what was in some of those messages. But listen, I'm going to give you a fair shake, not biased one way or another. I'm sure it'll be okay. Anyway, I hope you're well, mate. I'm glad that the Plague Moss stuff has done well for you. Good shit.
That's kind of like,
I didn't know that.
That's kind of like a story trope. I can't
either.
speak to how common that actually is in real life, but that's definitely a thing.
Vaush is daring to put forward this very bold and cunning and objectively true statement. If you think
basically, I'll just touch on it a bit now, right? Okay. Here's what it is. I've noticed amongst like the commentary types, you've got these like orbiter hanger-on honors, right? And they're desperate to try and do something, and they see people that are kind of having a meteoric rise, and they want to kind of try and take them down and shit on them. So they just pump out a video with whatever they can find to make them look bad, essentially. That's the reality of it. And that's what seems to have happened from what I've seen. But listen, I'll go in without any preconceptions and we'll see. But yeah, the Plague Moss style looks really good. Looking forward to looking at that.
You just haven't thought about it enough.
Are they really comparing Vaush to Jimmy Savile? Oh my God. You guys are so stupid. They're making what is called a joke. Okay? The joke is, oh look, he's being a philosopher but about pedo topics. That's the joke. How can you not understand such a simple premise of what the joke is? It's crazy.
And I will continue to think about it as much and more than everybody, and to talk about it more than everybody.
Horribly destructive outcomes. For that reason, it is an unethical act. So on the off chance it might help someone, we just allow everyone to engage in a generally destructive practice, except that's the literal exact opposite of what I am saying.
How
Do
is
you
it
have
the
fucking
opposite of what you're
brainworms?
saying?
By Fairy 79, I literally made the opposite of that point. I literally just explained the opposite of what you just said. That no, just because on the off chance it might help someone, we shouldn't categorically support one action because I am a rule utilitarian.
But what is the one
Why
off
do you
where it
guys
helps
keep doing
somebody?
this?
Because what do you keep doing this?
Yes. Why is your argument so dumb?
Just don't argue. Just don't touch this stuff, man.
This is not a case where there could be one that was good. No.
Yeah, I mean, that does happen sometimes. I've got caught out by that before. Not with any pedo stuff, okay? But like someone will make a comment and you'll say something and it's like, you think, what the fuck? But then you realize they probably typed it before you'd said the thing, right? That does happen.
Yeah, many.
What's your argument?
And some people's brains just turn off. Hyena, you did this too, but there might.
What's with people? They just get emotional when I talk about child porn. Can y'all just chill out?
Yeah, it's like this kind of like you were being intentionally edgy by framing what you're trying to say around a very controversial topic, and then people are obviously sensitive about it, and then you're kind of, like, oh my God, what? But yeah, obviously. If you're making just a basic point about something and people are freaking out, I mean, that's a different matter. Of course, it's annoying when people do that. But when you're framing it around, perhaps the most controversial topic of conversation in our society, of course, people are going to be very like, oh, wait, what are you saying here, dude? What the fuck?
I mean, it sounds like
My point was
It's not bad. You should still be there.
It's weird. I feel like talking about this while there's playing a good character in the game. I don't know. It's a little.
Oh
weird to me.
no, true.
I rule wept.
Put that controller down, man. True. Stop controlling that child.
It's actually fuck. I was gonna out nerd you, but I can't remember the name of the world from Majora's Mask. Terminus.
Termina.
Yeah. Okay. I was close.
Growing up with Mega Man.
Yeah, I grew up with Mega Man. Not
Perfectly
Zelda.
cogent from the beginning. Perfectly understandable from the word go. How do you think minor should be defined? I don't know. Age of consent memes are really fucking complicated.
I mean, that's a bad sentence, but I think I see where he's coming from, but it still sounds bad. Vaush is arrogant enough to think that his audience will call him based for making a point like that. Yeah, it's, I mean, yeah, this is predate the Giga Chad, maybe this predates the Giga Chad, but... And here's the other thing too. There is some topics where you can just Giga Chad it through it, right? You could be racist and it could be funny these days. You could even be like, you know, a bigot or whatever. But with non-stuff... Yeah, that's a tough sell. That is a tough sell. That is a tough one. That is dicey, I must say. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I do not personally think, based on what I've seen, that Vaush is a pedo. I'll say it again. I don't personally think he's a pedophile. But if someone comes to that conclusion based on all of this, I'm not going to spend any time arguing with them about that. Like, I'm not going to, you know, because it's a very difficult thing to go, you know, it's like everything is there to make the point that you want to make that goes down that argument. And whilst I think that it still doesn't necessarily make someone a pedophile, I mean, he's kind of dug his own grave, hasn't he? I don't know what to say.
Like, bro, it's not a good 1-2 combo.
Age of consent memes?
It's not a good 1-2 combo.
It's complicated. Memes, or did I miss?
Pow! Hit him with the CP is good in some cases. Pow! Hit him with the age of consent law is complicated. It's that 1-2 punch. He's got a killer jab.
As I like to quote my good friend Love, what is bro yapping about, dude?
What is bro yapping about, bro?
True.
I keep thinking this could conceivably be all right in fringe cases, just feel like a useless argument. Yes, I agree, because I'm a rule utilitarian.
All right, bro, whatever. I'm a rule utilitarian too, and when I hear people, here's my rule. Not all the times people are defending CP are they creeps, but it's enough times that they're doing it, that they're creeps. But on the whole, it's a bad thing to do.
Interesting.
That's an interesting rule.
The same logic, bro. That's why I will not be... you are a creep, and that's just utilitarian logic or whatever.
Yeah. By the way, someone's put this in my Discord. This is the face that every single normie will make at this. By the way, they're cutting the clips off so bad faith. You're so lost. You're so lost. You don't get it. You don't understand. You lack critical information, bro. What are you on about? You've lost it. Also, in some of these cases, they are playing more substantive clips too. But, yeah. Tell it to the fucking judge. Which is Ethan Klein in this case.
It's interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. And then, so there's another one.
And can we just say, too, before we continue, that, like, to just cut off some criticisms or whatever, is like, even if you're comfortable, you know, debating these uncomfortable topics in terms of philosophy or whatever, is there a reason that this is like the go-to argument? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many of these clips, and it's like, was there not a better way to make these philosophical points?
He's thought about
comparing
it.
things to child pornography.
Yes, he's right. Exactly that. Yes, precisely. What's this? Oh no. Oh. Also, you know, like I do believe that people should not be maligned by their own petard necessarily. I just find it a bit rich that all you Vaush fans all of a sudden care about the context of stuff when Vaush has got a habit of repeatedly, you know, withholding context from people, framing things in certain ways and concluding. You know, I'm a bit like, you know, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, welcome to what it's like when people conclude about you, I guess. There is a little bit of just desserts happening in that respect.
Pornography all the time?
Well, there's not a lot of good ones to begin with, so.
No, like that's it.
Well, I mean, what else are you gonna say about it? That's good about it. If it's good for the economy.
No, I just even mean like in the sense of like he's making this utilitarian argument of is there not a less extreme example? And I guess this is just the one time, but it's the coming up in lots of clips thing that
grows the economy.
It becomes a pattern.
That's what I'm saying, man. It grows the economy. You know how much those shipping containers cost, man? When you do human trafficking in those, there's a lot of business and industry there, dude.
Hurts nobody.
Right. Here's one more. Another clip of Vaush. No, wait, hold on. Here he is defending, again, another pedo quote.
Oh,
no. I don't think there's any situation where an adult can have a sexual relationship with a child.
No.
And it has a positive outcome. So
it's so funny, I've been watching this, that fucking America Johnson is an utter retard in this conversation, but there's this point where Vaush just sounds insane. So obviously... America Johnson is getting, getting whitewashed.
We do. If you had actually seen the full bit that was clipped from.
So no, Vaush. We just watched it.
You gave that as a scenario. That was one of the scenarios.
Wasn't it? He literally said there are what he said is it's possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're gonna split hairs on that. If it's possible, then you're saying it can happen. It's possible. Yeah. It's possible an adult and a child can have a good, healthy sexual relationship. That's what you said.
Then you would agree. You saw the full bit, not just the Twitter bit.
I saw it all.
But the full thing.
Yeah, your logical foundation was that there can be some situations where an adult and a child can have positive outcomes. You didn't say. Anyway, it's totally immaterial.
It's important. So in a
No, I want to talk about this.
Well, this is my favorite topic. So let's.
Yeah.
As one of the great orators of our time, I've fully prepared myself to discuss the topic, and he always buries himself. Imagine that. If you're trying to brush up on your debating chops, someone takes the opposing side, someone takes the supporting side. If you're trying to test your chops, I guess supporting child pornography is probably like S tier difficulty in terms of the debate platform. So maybe that's what he's doing. He's just trying to sharpen his tools.
Consequentialist sense, you can easily construct a situation where essentially anything is fine. I'll ask you, just follow through.
No, I don't. This is rough. I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals.
Am I laughing? Yes, I am laughing. But it is still pretty rough to watch someone get so roundly fucking demolished like this. It's nuts. Anyway, I need to do a quick shield, guys. Thank you all for watching today. I appreciate all of you. Even people that are here just to see this coverage. If you do want to check out my other stuff, please do. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube or the follow button on Twitch or Kick. Okay? I'm shilling my Patreon pretty hard this month because I never shill it.
Chud Nation.
Hey, Tizzy!
That is a goblin and not a child.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. I'm going to link my Patreon in chat, so you can, if you want to, you feel like it, and you want to chuck a few dollars my way, you can do so there. And then obviously we've got the multitude of supporting me across various different means on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Super chats, memberships, subs, bits, all that good stuff. Also, we do have a vanity link now for the Patreon, for the Discord. So click that if you want to join the Discord and participate in the conversation that's going on over there. See what's going on over there. You look like a briefcase wanker. No, I'm not actually. But I feel like getting a briefcase now you said that. And finally, if you want to just give me cold hard cash, you can also do so here. Everything is appreciated. Whether you do or don't, I do appreciate you watching. And we've got a lot more to get through here. And then after this, we're going to look at the QT Cinderella Twitch controversy that Jay Stalk kicked off yesterday with his pure incel rage misogyny. So we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, let's keep going.
Have any bearing on material reality.
That is, wait, hold on.
He's like, listen, I don't want to sit here while you describe a hypothetical situation where a child enjoyed having sex with an adult. Let's not have that conversation. Yeah. And he's like, no.
This is important. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals with you. I'm not going to talk about hypothetical situations where adults can molest children and have a positive outcome. Not something I'm going to talk about.
You're the one talking. Wait, hold on.
Zach, you're doing it today, bud.
No, you're doing it.
You're doing it, brother.
You're doing it.
You're doing it. You, man. You are doing it today, my friend.
No, you, man.
Shit.
Wait, hold on. First of all,
I don't know why you want to talk about this.
It's not idealism. Wait, no, hold on. Wait, you can't move away from this. Okay, hold on.
You can't move away from this. That's what the kids says, but Apparently.
No.
No, you'll like it, I promise. See, that's fucked up to even joke about. I wouldn't joke
No.
about that. Should I button it? No. Should I button
Maybe
it?
next time.
No.
You're criticizing.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Like, isn't it like this is the level of ruthlessness that you would expect from, you know, one of Vaush's worst enemies. This is the kind of stream that you would expect as some right winger saw this and did a whole stream going into his worst moments. But this is from Ethan Klein, someone who before this Vaush presumed he was on like good terms with, and he's just gone absolute hell for leather at him. It's kind of astonishing just how hard he's going. When, you know, he could have just done a stream and gone, oh yeah, this is kind of fucked up, here's some weird things he said. But he's going in fucking deep into all of it. And it's great content, don't get me wrong. It's funny, don't get me wrong, okay? But it's just kind of a crazy thing that's happened. And I was honestly astonished watching this last night.
But how do I make
McFisted, thank you for the bits. I don't understand the nuances of being a PDF file. Thank you.
No.
I'm not. I can't move away from a discussion.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
situation.
you have to stop talking for 1 second, okay? Hold on. So imagine, all right? Imagine aliens.
This motherfucker says it's possible, and then he started with imagine aliens.
Imagine time is completely liquidated and age means nothing.
Right.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Imagine that time is the fourth dimension, and if you're living in the fourth dimension, you view everybody in every moment of their life.
Mhm.
So if you're having sex with an 8-year-old, you're really having sex with a 30-year-old, 40-year-old,
Right.
50-year-old.
no.
When you're having sex with a 50-year-old, you're having sex with an 8-year-old at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just we don't see all the dimensions at once.
Imagine the movie E.T. You know how his finger could heal stuff? Imagine Elliot has ass cancer.
Oh! I'm trying to think of a situation. Imagine. Okay. Wait, you got me, buddy. Maybe that's where he's going.
Maybe, yeah.
You said alien. Let's see. I don't know where the fuck he's going with this.
Come down to earth.
This is
And they
absolutely
say-
ridiculous, Vaush.
You've blasted
Imagine
6 seconds.
aliens.
so
This
far,
is as
okay?
hypothetical idealism as you can get. You're totally.
Yeah,
literally-
you're in outer space. You're actually literally in outer space. Imagine a benevolent predator pedophile
my
from
God.
space lands on Earth.
Like,
You're like a honeymoon virgin. You gotta last longer than 6 seconds. Just give me a second.
And again, no sex jokes. Not now.
Yeah, not.
Right.
Stay away, Vaush. Let's keep our heads on straight now. Let's talk about the aliens.
Okay, did I not let you talk for a long time when you were establishing your premises?
I'm not going to talk about.
The worst thing than like you could do this and do like a strong moral condemnation and be like, this is terrible, da 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 da. But worse than that is when someone is doing it in a comedic way, because it makes that medicine go down a lot smoother. And people like, I'm laughing at this, right? Because it's funny. But like that is the more devastating thing when someone is doing it in a comedic way. You can't really it's even more fucked than someone just going, "This is bad. You've got this, and it's naughty." It's da 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 da, and kind of wagging their finger. Oof, oof, oof.
I let you talk for a long time.
It's real
I'll let
bad.
you
He's getting
explain
cooked
why
alive.
child porn is
It's crazy. I mean, this guy is absolutely in the right for.
Yeah, for
he's
not even
of course, of
It's
course.
crazy.
It is. How did he survive all this?
I wonder.
He has a bunch
It's
of
American
fans
Johnson,
that
yeah.
will defend it to the end. I'd like. Listen, if you were a fan of Vaush's or are or whatever, and you defend this just like in the sense that like he's just using extreme hypotheticals in order to for the sake of the argument, and none of this is real. None of this has any real impact on his own views. He's just using it as an example. How do you square that with the dude having a folder full of lolly porn? Like, doesn't that change the context at all for you? Seeing all this?
It should.
Yeah.
Right?
Because he apparently been joking about loving horse cocks for a long time. People thought he was kidding or didn't know if he was being serious. But now we know. We've seen the horse cocks and we've seen the lolly.
Right. Like 3 days ago, before that happened, you'd maybe have a leg to stand on with the argument of like he
Plausible
doesn't believe all this.
deniability.
He's maybe it's in bad taste, but these are valid. These are arguments that are being made for demonstrative purposes. But now the dude has a folder full of lolly porn. I don't know. That kind of changes the context.
Yes,
The pieces are coming
exactly
together.
like I'm saying to you.
I think it does a
All
little
you
bit, sure.
retards that are going, why are they dragging this up? Because it's relevant to anyone that wants to look at this now. Because it's like, okay, you've got this folder, and there's some like what looks to be very, very likely. Some people are saying 100%. I think probably like 95% say very likely to be lolly. And you've made all these points about it. All of a sudden, it becomes like, hang on a minute. Like, are these hypothetical arguments, or is there something a bit more to this? And that's why I'm saying that I would not sit here and argue strongly against someone that wants to make a stronger claim than I would about this situation, because, it kind of just fits too nicely. And certainly if you're like a normie that's looking at this for the first time, yeah, I mean, like I say, PR disaster.
Socialism, thank you, Camden. He says, socialism is when no age of consent. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Right.
Social democracy is the only way. Mm-hmm.
No, you don't have to talk. You just have to listen. You just have to listen, okay? Now, you can imagine a situation in which aliens come down to Earth and they say, we're going to blow up the whole planet unless you kill this innocent kid. Now, in a
dude, you are not serious.
You're losing me.
This is your best fucking
consequentialist sense, killing that innocent kid. Right, I know, right? So follow through.
I know, it's horrible.
So in a consequentialist,
obscene,
in a consequential, I know, an inability to grasp philosophy is one of my biggest issues.
It's idealism.
It would apply to both of you.
It's idealism.
It's absurd. It's absurdism. It's a comedy of errors. I don't even know if it's air. What do you call forced error? I don't know.
It's not what this philosophy and idealism aren't the same thing. Those don't mean the same thing.
No, you're basing you're constructing hypothetical situations that have no bearing in reality whatsoever.
Hypotheticals aren't. Wait, do you think an idealism
What's going on
is
here?
when you construct a hypothetical?
Wait, what's happening here?
No.
Did a crime? Is this ethical or not? Just tell me this: was this an ethical encounter? Yes or no?
Why does it look so real? Maybe that's why ET left his planet. Maybe he was wanted for something.
He's got a little poop on his finger still.
That doesn't mean anything. Really. So no cookies for you?
This is edited. By the way, this is edited. Vaush was not.
Really?
But ET is a pedophile.
Was ET there though?
ET did that
ET was
shit.
definitely there.
He got exiled from the planet.
Time, dude, hope things are well and keep
Hey, Anon, thank you for the $20. It's very generous of you. Fan for a long time. I appreciate that. I really value your support. Thank you.
So I'm saying this was an ethical.
And also, I got some good news for you. I do not have any pornography on this computer. Okay, so there's never going to be a moment where there's an accidental leak and you're like, what the fuck? Chud is into some freak shit. Jesus. So you can rest assured of that.
Terrestrial, dude.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to watch all of it.
You're going to lecture me.
There's no point in having this discussion is my point.
Can you answer that question? Do you think idealism means when you construct a hypothetical?
If you construct a hypothetical that has nothing to do with reality, and you think that that gets you closer to the truth, that is idealism, because you are making the ideal.
So anyway, I'm with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with this guy.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Damn, imagine getting online and saying some of this shit.
Depressed people.
Grandpa, it's not going to be that, but it's funny. Show us the Nazi lolly folders, Chud. Okay.
Risky today.
That's putting it mildly.
Please. They don't exist.
Wait, people.
Thank you.
People are accusing. Is this? Do people think this is a conspiracy?
It's just a Vaush fan.
Oh God, you guys. I'm sorry, but like even as a fan, you have to admit that this is pretty.
This piece for a reason.
Vaush fans are molding in Discord. I mean, yeah. Like I mean, I understand it's annoying. It sucks. But this is the reality of discourse and what happens. I don't know what to tell you.
Did they do this hit piece for a reason?
What?
The reason was that his folder leak was extremely funny.
It shocked the hell out of all of us. This man is watching horror
exactly.
porn. Yeah. Let's see what they say. The clip farming on today's show in regards to Vaush really shows how disingenuous they be. Motherfucker, we showed the whole last clip.
No.
I understand the argument. I still disagree.
No.
You know? It's not like I didn't understand.
The sad part is when you understand.
The Vaush fans are not sending their best.
What he wants people to think he's saying, it's just as bad.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't actually help at all.
Yeah.
The argument was about ethics, not CP. Maybe Ethan should look into how much Vaush took his side in the whole Hassan thing. I don't give a fuck about that.
Who cares?
Dude, what the fuck?
It's such a weird
You owe
point.
him, bro.
Yeah, you owe him big time.
Wait, what is he saying? If Vaush took his side in the whole Hassan thing before he started.
That is so fucking brutal. I don't care. Bro, that is nuts. And he's right. I mean, you know, just because you cover someone favorably doesn't mean that that's going to get returned. You should not expect that to be returned, particularly if it's something very embarrassing such as this. But I mean, yeah, that's not a great argument, is it? Well, I defended you before. Yeah, but like, that doesn't mean like if you do something that they look at and think is crazy and bad, they may well cover it and be quite harsh. Now, was I surprised by how hard Ethan Klein went, knowing that they were on, like, to my understanding, somewhat good terms? Sure. But I don't think that you can have an expectation that that's going to be the case, unfortunately. I think that, you know, people are going to say what they want to say. They're going to speak their shit, as they say.
pedo jacketing him. I don't. What Hassan thing? What side?
It's the same
Probably
thing all
when
these
they-
guys who hate Hassan say, like Evan Preach, when they were like, "Oh, Ethan's acting this because he realized after him and Hassan stopped talking." They're just.
You know what's interesting though? I will say, because I've started following this world that I didn't know anything about. But like I was saying, there's three main guys. There's Vaush, Destiny, and Hassan, and they all fucking hate each other. They're all social, or no, Destiny's not a socialist, but they're all like libs, and they all fucking hate each other.
True.
That doesn't bode well for the left.
So I mean, it's the most left thing that there could possibly
There's
be.
zero solidarity. Zero solidarity.
That is left to a T.
And the thing is, I think
unfortunately.
Hassan and Vaush have like very similar politics, and yet they both fucking hate each other.
Hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
They hate each other too.
I think
honestly-
everybody hates each other,
Got
from
it,
what I can
yeah.
tell. It's all.
I really, yeah, I've
It's interesting.
stayed willfully ignorant of Vaush for a month.
Yeah, I don't need anyone to defend me against Hassan. I don't know the fuck.
By
what
the way,
fuck?
apparently, is that Dan in the background? Apparently, I don't know the truthfulness of this or what the reality is, but I heard somewhere something about this idea that Dan, like, has spoken to Vaush, and I don't know if this was Vaush saying this or if I maybe came to me in a dream. I fell asleep soon after I was kind of watching this, so it's all a bit of a blur. But apparently, there was some sort of communication between Dan and Vaush was like a bit put out by the fact that Dan was acting like he didn't know him. So if anyone's got that, let me know. 139 Canadian dollars. Smiling face with heart eyes. What a lovely super chat sticker. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bro, you're saying because and even if like that's true, let's say I'm grateful that he defended me against Hassan, then I'm like, yo, just because this guy is a kind of like defending child pornography, he was nice to me that one time, so I'm gonna let it slide. It's funny though. That's why there's a reason why I want to talk about it. The fucking horse, you got a horse with his porn folder.
The funny thing is that people would be calling you a hypocrite if this is how you actually went on with life. Like, oh, somebody said something nice about me, so I should
King shaming now? You're not serious, are you? Dude, I can't tell who's serious or not anymore. Let's see. Maybe Ethan should look into how much Vaush defended him. He never even clarified that it was drawn porn. We did say that, didn't we? We said there was no real horse images.
We've said that a lot.
Yeah. Let alone we're into king shaming now. This is not real.
Jesus, no, I
Oh,
think it is. I saw
Okay, so he
multiple
has a
comments.
community of pedophiles.
Hey, look, Extreme Dads. Extreme Dad. They say that revenge is a dish best served cold. And for you, it's about as cold as it gets, isn't it? Extreme Dad is fucking laughing. I'm a Vaush fan, but he doesn't have a leg to stand on this I defended you thing after he went after Anna Kasparian. Yeah, hey, that's actually a really good point. The super chat's going to come up in a sec. Thank you for the $5. That is absolutely correct. That is exactly true. That, yes, they did have... I mean, if anything, there's more of an argument there because Vaush and Anna Kasparian were on, like, a stream together, right? Like, Anna Kasparian brought Vaush onto the Young Turks to help him out more substantively. So there's even more of an argument that Vaush should have been more generous towards Anna and wasn't, if anything, right? Particularly when Anna Kasparian stuff was not, like, super controversial non-stuff. It was more about, like, a conversation about, like, trans shit or whatever, right? But obviously Vaush is massively audience captured when it comes to the trans conversation. I won't speak more on it, but okay, let's leave it at that. Anyway,
well, I guess that's why they're okay with it.
We're talking about this. I'm assuming we're talking about the horse.
No. Like I said, I am not going to be a part of this movement. We have to put the tolerance level somewhere. Okay.
Ethan, I found somebody on Twitter found like the high res versions of all those images.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, dude. I gotta link it to you. Don't show this on screen.
Oh, you found? Okay, yeah. Let me see. From what I saw, it was horrifically fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, if Anna Kasparian made a video on this, that'd be funny, but I guess we'll see. Get Extreme Dad on stream. No! Listen, I said earlier, I'm not fucking taking calls, and especially not from people that should know better. I don't want to enable Extreme Dad. Extreme Dad needs to move on from this. This is going to start another loop, okay? Pedo Anna is going to start another loop, and we're going to have fucking months and months of Extreme Dad talking about it again.
Dude, all right, make sure you don't show this.
Yeah, it's just,
don't even put it on the screen. Like just,
I'm opening it.
Yeah, just because the reflection on the.
Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, you opened
I just clicked it and opened it.
You opened it.
I just clicked
the fact
it.
that it's drawn doesn't make it.
No, I didn't put it on screen. I didn't put it on screen.
All right, it didn't show anything.
It didn't show anything.
It didn't show anything anyway.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is drawn.
Oh my God! These are the images. They found them all. Oh, it's even worse than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
holy shit! Okay, whoa! These people are psycho. How they figured all this out.
These
are children. Like this photo here, of like These are little girls.
It's so
Anime,
over.
but they look really.
Vosh
They're all
Bros.
drawings. Look at this
I don't
one.
feel so
This
good.
one, it's like Snow White. It's like busty, young-looking Snow White.
Oh man.
So bad, dude.
Yeah.
With a. Look at this, Hila.
Okay, maybe.
What's your
We get the idea.
Yeah, you're right, Cam. That actually puts it into context for me. I mean, that's nuts, bro.
Show us.
Yeah, well.
I got the horses in the back.
Yeah, no tell.
Oh, we have an edit that uses that song. So, yeah, dude. I'm sorry, man, but like, you kind of sound like a pedo sympathizer in this post. This is not kink. We're not kink shaming, okay? It's weird, bro. We gotta draw the line in the sand.
I think, in fairness, that commenter, I don't think. Okay, this doesn't make it better, by the way. This is, this is still fucked. I don't think they're talking about the lolly aspect. I think they're talking about. I think they're talking about the horse cock. They're not talking about the lolly. They're talking about the bestiality. Oh no, that sentence, bro. Kink shaming. Listen, I'm sorry to break it to you, but again, if you think that your kink's a hallowed ground that people aren't going to mock, you got another fucking thing coming. Okay, I'm all for kink shaming. If you've got something I think is weird, I'm going to mock you for that because it's funny. Okay, there we go. And I'm going easy on you. There's some people that would do it even worse.
Or in the hay.
Right. They've been beasts of burden for so long, man. Let's not start fucking them now.
Haven't they had enough?
Let them live.
Haven't the horses had enough?
Yikes! Also, you think a horse wants to fuck a person? They could fuck another hot ass horse.
Yeah.
Aponia wept.
Like, I'm sorry, bro. The horse doesn't want to fuck you, bro. It's time to move on. That horse does not want to fuck you.
Wept.
Also, using clips from 4 or 5 years ago is slimy when he's addressed this countless times, let alone cutting Vaush off before he finishes his argument. I'm glad that I can separate the brand these two own from their uninformed opinion. Don't separate the brand. You can go do your pedo shit with your buddy. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but this is fucking weird.
I don't want to be rude.
Seabiscuit wet.
See soggy biscuit?
Yeah. Soggy biscuit.
Gross.
Secretariat web.
Oh boy.
Listen, but here's what I take pride. We showed all the context. I didn't cut them off. Everything you're saying, I showed it all. We were very intentional about this. We said they were drawings. I just looked at some internet researcher figured them out, and those images are truly, truly vile. Truly vile.
Wept.
Those are like children below 10 years old.
That's the description, yeah.
How can anyone argue against that? In my opinion, that's straight up
that's
P word if you watch that kind of stuff. And in my
So
humble
there is an ethical.
Also, I just want to throw something else out there that I saw earlier that I thought was kind of funny. Okay, so some of you may remember recently I covered this, but Xanderhall has obviously recently had a drama with Keffels where they cut ties with Keffels very publicly over the fact that Keffels had not adequately criticized Shoe on Head over Shoe on Head talking about the Balenciaga stuff and saying some harsh words about Xanderhall, right? Right? And someone asked quite an interesting question in Xanderhall's subreddit that I just want to throw out there for you guys to consider, okay? Oh, I'm the person who posted that James Bear Clare doc you looked through last stream. Oh, okay, that was very well put together. Well done. Did Claire, what she came to you and said, I want to talk about this, and you put it together or something? Will Xanderhall burn the Vaush bridge after Vaush got caught with the lolly on his computer? Xanderhall has been known to be staunchly anti-lolly, considering them to be pedos, as is demonstrating in the following video. Earlier this week, Vaush was caught red-handed with lolly porn and bestiality saved to his computer, as is demonstrated in the following video. Do you think Xanderhall will sever ties over this? Interesting question, isn't it? Because, and you know, I think without the recent Keffel stuff, who I mean, it's not really that much of anything, but like he's very publicly cut ties with Keffels for less, really. So it is interesting to think if he'll kind of comment on this or want to cut ties over it, but yeah. Just wanted to throw that out there. Like the stream, guys. That's free. Hit the like button. Let's fucking go. Let's get some likes on this bad boy.
conversation that goes on in Japan. They say, if we make hentai, lolly hentai, and there are child predators in society, is it better for them to consume that if it lowers the frequency of them harming actual children? And so there's a
Do
philosophical...
we know that it would lower?
That I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, has anybody actually like studied if that's effective?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but I've
seems
heard,
like
I know that's a conversation that takes place in Japan because in Japan, a lot of people consume this lolly shit.
I'd be curious if it also works the other way around, where it's like an entry level thing, and
Right.
then it grows into like this weird fucking like
That's
that's another
true.
thing, right?
Absolutely, you normalize it. You make people feel that it's okay.
I watched a video about Japan. Honestly, it was sickening, right? There was this guy who was like a pedo, and he was drawing lolly stuff. And the argument was like, oh, well, but, you know, it gives him the chance to indulge in it and all this other shit, right? And then you looked at what he was drawing, and it was like schoolgirls getting gripped. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? This is fucking just sick. What are you thinking with this? Right? It's like the most sickening kind of thing you could think to draw. And I don't know the fucking science on this, okay? I don't know what the fucking scientific aspect is. I think it is mixed. I think that there's some that say that it is bad and continue down a path. Some say that maybe it's better to consume that than the other thing. I don't know what the truth of it is, right? I just personally think...
But how do I make
Hey,
money
thank you for the
off
super
depressed
chat. That's very
people?
generous.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
the lols.
No worries. Thank you for the super chat. I just think that intuitively, okay, I would say that if you were looking at that stuff and you're deriving sexual pleasure from it, I think that creates a very toxic dynamic that means that you should probably go and get that looked at. And I think you should seek some sort of psychological support, you know, if you are consuming and getting sexual arousal out of that kind of content, even if it's animated, right? So yeah. Let's not look at for any stuff. I'm not going to know. I'm not the kind of person that's going to dig into some studies on stream and go, oh, let's look at what makes you a pedo and what doesn't. Okay. I'm giving very simple down the line takes because I do not think that I don't think there's a need to consume that sort of thing. So I just don't see the reason that you would consume it and you wouldn't want to or think to go and get that looked at and maybe try and stop yourself from doing that, right? What possible reason is there for fucking lolly to exist? There is no fucking reason for it to exist at all. You know, certainly not as a publicly traded thing that is passed around and consumed in this way.
Next level. We know this about drugs. We know this about any human obsession.
True.
It always increases.
True.
So I don't know.
Oh, Chud, can you provide a study that actually shows me why jerking off to this 10-year-old, 5,000-year-old dragon princess is bad? Actually, can you provide me with a study for that?
This stuff's completely legal in Japan and like widely.
You're a sick freak.
Apparently.
Seek help. Seek help now.
I'm not speaking out of turn, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So there's actually the Tacoma Wep we watch. Here's a compilation of all the times Vaush talked about horsecock on his Discord. Somebody made this compilation.
Okay, we've kind of missed this element of this whole story so far. We haven't really like focused in on this, but the whole thing with the horse I've discovered is that it's been a thing for years, sort of like a joke that like, Vaush fucks horses or he's into horses or whatever.
So the thing is, it is true that Vaush has got a fetish about the horse phallus, but it's become a joke. But it is true. He's talked about it a lot in ways the context cannot be interpreted any other way than he is into horse dick. In fact, in the didn't this come up in the Poppy drama? Wasn't that one thing of the Poppy drama? Did the horse thing get referenced? Maybe I'm wrong on that, or it was just a big dick, but there was definitely something about a big dick, possibly horse related.
So the fact that it then came out that he had a folder full of horse porn.
Oh no.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is a post from 3 years ago with a compilation of this dude talking about horsecock.
I gotta mute the audio on this.
I'm talking, by the way, AB, I'm talking about art, not actual.
Right, okay.
Not actual, without real children in it. In Japan, I'm saying that's popular, not CP. Okay, so here is this compilation from Dramatic Text.
I'm sorry, I meant to send the second paragraph as well, which was about like manga and artists.
This is social age of consent.
Sorry, here. Why is it copying the whole damn thing?
Just the bottom one?
Yeah.
Manga artists and anime directors have argued that it is dangerous to try to define child P-word when it comes to artwork, drawings, and animations. When regarding hentai, due to it being highly...
Do you think the controversy would be this bad if it was just the horse stuff and not include? Yeah, I'd say it would still be pretty embarrassing But I think the lolly stuff adds a different element to it, certainly. I think that if you've got the horse stuff on its own, that's one thing. But then when you also have a lolly next to it, I mean, yeah, that's kind of like a multiplier on controversy, probably, I'd say. Yeah.
Ambiguous. Not that much gray area. And have cited freedom of expression to prevent it from being abused. For example, they argue that even in the anime and manga series Doraemon, the scene of the schoolgirl Shizaku Minamoto taking a bath might be construed as child pornography. Listen, if someone's watching a lot of anime, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of that shit is kind of fucking disturbing in that way. So you kind of hit the nail on the head. And frankly, it's like you said, Love, there's like a lot of borderline fucking vile, weird sexual stuff in anime. And if anything, it's sending people who are getting a taste for that.
Yeah, there are some shows that I couldn't get into because of that.
I like how they go, dude, you could even call this scene child pornography. It's like, we should.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great point. Even
correct.
Dragon Ball, which is like super vanilla compared to a lot of other things. Like when Goku was a kid, he lifts up Bulma's skirt.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like touching her.
Yeah, he was groping her. Yeah.
Wow, I
That's
don't
fucking
remember
Goku.
that.
Basically, when the nukes went off, something happened over there, okay? And it had some sort of impact on their brains or something. But Japan is a particularly degenerate country, yes.
Depicting underage characters, lolicon and shotacon, and photography of underage models remain controversial. Dude, photographs of underage models, Junior Idol. Ugh, Japan.
What's happening over there?
This is the question of character. What is this character, Cam?
From the scene that you were
Yeah, people always point to anime and go, oh, this anime. Yeah, okay, I need to be careful. The Japanese are total freaks. Yes. So there's weird shit even in their more normal fucking media. They're total and utter disgusting freaks. Not because of race, but because of culture that's over there, okay?
Talking about.
All right, I'm not going to. Yeah,
Not necessary.
There's some weird shit going on, and I think the less of it, the better, globally. Anyway, here's Vaush talking about horsecock.
Delete me from this conversation.
So it's playing Little Nas, right?
Yeah.
You didn't tell
No, that was
me.
another compilation that was going around. I found this one because it was more direct. It didn't have like memes cut throughout it.
Let me read it to you. What the fuck is wrong with horsecock? Horses like it when you slurp their balls. I respect horse fucking go. I'd love to have a horsecock. Horsecocks are pretty hot, to be honest. I'll tell them I'm down to meet up tomorrow, and they'll be like, I can't wait for you to destroy me with that horsecock. And fuck, I'm only.
Context, jokes, context. What do Vaush fans think that normies are thinking when they look at this? Like, this is just a total disaster. You cannot fucking spin this, okay? This is out of control. It's unreal how crazy this is. They're going over his horsecock messages. No.
Inches, bro. You are a vile freak, bro. You gotta get a life outside. Just
think about horsecock.
Tacoma's weeping right now, bro. Ugh. Equine because I can't draw horses well. Dragon dildos are not as good as horse dildos. You know that feeling when you're really... Why is he having these like really explicit sexual conversations with his fans too? That's kind of disturbing as well.
Absolutely.
I'm getting Sin Jared vibes.
Yeah, that's another good point as well. You know, Vaush has repeatedly talked about how optics are important on the left. It's like, yeah, you probably want to practice what you preach, don't you? I mean, this is like an optical disaster for the left. You're a prominent lefty creator, and all this is being hung around your neck because it's crazy shit. Oh,
Ethan,
I need to get another drink
would
anyway.
you let your kids start watching anime? I mean, it depends on the anime.
Yeah.
Like for
like
example,
Pokemon.
like Hunter x Hunter, which is one of my favorite animes. One of the things that I love so much about the show is they don't do any weird sexual stuff.
There's the one character, no?
Which one?
The one guy.
Oh, okay, right. There's a
Yeah.
pedophile in it.
There is.
Yeah, there's always a Master Roshi. Yeah.
But like, I guess what I mean is, I forgot about Hisaka.
Jesus Christ, dude.
No, but okay, so in that show, there's no like weird cleavage, young girl, sexual shit. Like it doesn't happen. I thought that was so refreshing. There is a character,
Still, that one character
who is very interesting, and he's attracted to power.
Oh,
he has like
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think these are from Destiny's Discord. I'm not 100% on that, but I do know there were some screenshots getting shared about, which I think are from Destiny's Discord. But yeah, he started his channel in 2019, but obviously he was quite a prominent person in Destiny's community, and went on stream and also made some optically disastrous arguments, shall we say, back in the day.
Wonderful.
But anyway,
Make money off
thank you for the membership.
Steve's became a member.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make
Wait,
money off
is that the Salvo Pancakes?
Juice Main became a member.
Just gifted 20 memberships. Holy shit. Thank you very much. It's very generous of you. Thank you. I've turned the alerts off, though, because otherwise it's going to go through every single fucking person.
Paulie Sam
Thank you very
became a
much
member.
for the 20 gifted memberships. It's super generous of you.
This weird infatuation, almost sensual infatuation with power. And because these two boys are so powerful, it gets in this really fucking weird thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a weird
Thanks,
thing.
Salvo. Chin chin.
Although, I gotta say, in terms of dealing with the subject, I thought it was kind of interesting.
It's honestly really annoying. It's almost like in everything there is some sort of something inappropriate.
In anime,
Yeah, in
even
anime.
One Piece. Like when I
It's
started
really
in One
annoying.
Piece in the early seasons, what's the redhead girl's name? Nami.
Yeah.
She looked like
Oh yeah, we talked
a
about
fucking
it.
normal character. There was no like cleavage. She was just like dressed normal girl. Now when I'm on like season like 10 or something, it's like titties out, fucking shorts high as fuck. The same thing with Robin. It's so intense, and I hate that, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Ranking of Kings is an awesome, super wholesome one. Yeah, that one's great.
you guys are going to say I'm simping, but Attack on Titan does
True.
not have
Oh,
any
yeah,
of that, and
yeah.
the women characters are all like very
That's
empowered.
true.
The strongest.
That show is
he
like
says it-
asexual, if anything. It's like
Yeah.
really like non-sexual.
I have so much respect for anime shows that don't go there.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
such a bummer because
Quite rare,
some
though,
shows
isn't
can
it?
be
I'd
so
say.
good, and then there's this one character.
Why?
It's really
Full Metal Alchemist
weird.
Brotherhood clears the bar. Yeah, that one
You're
is
really uncomfortable.
I don't recall there being any
no, I
like
think you're
weird
good.
stuff in
Well,
that
there was this really hot scene with the muscle guys taking.
Yeah, of course.
No, you're right. I think Full Metal is a good contender. Like that one, I would watch with my boys. Like,
Yeah, I think
like
a
Full
young
Metal
adult could
Alchemist
watch
is a
that.
great one.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
think
to
Attack on
remember.
Titan is probably that's an adult.
I'm going to just keep playing it. I don't care about all this anime shit. I'm honestly not into any of it, okay? And in fact, if you look at all the controversies that people get into, what is often at the root of it? Weeb shit. Avoid the weeb shit and you're fucking golden, generally speaking.
Yeah, it's too gory.
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist might be a little scary for them, but I don't think there's anything
Mob Punch,
inappropriate.
One Punch Man, great.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything inappropriate
No,
there.
that one is fucking good.
Yeah, that doesn't really have anything weird.
Is there any
But,
Miyazaki? There's no Miyazaki movies with that
Miyazaki ones are
Yeah,
good.
those are all wholesome.
Although I don't know, what was that Totoro? I mean, Vaush had a completely different.
Oh
interpretation of
no!
Totoro.
Don't even joke about Totoro like that.
I'm
Keep
just
him
saying.
away.
I saw Vaush talking
Keep him
about
away
Totoro
from my
in a way
boy
that was
Totoro.
really, really inappropriate.
Absolutely not.
So I don't know what age. I don't know. It depends on the anime. It depends on how mature they are. I don't know. At this moment, we're not watching anime.
No.
Gabish? Mob Psycho 100 is good too. Yeah.
Right, get back to the Vaush
I
stuff.
bet you
come
can
on.
read this. Obviously, I feel like if I keep reading this, I'm gonna get nuked.
I wish I had horse.
But it's
It's so many. It's just so many.
I mean, I'll just let it play. You guys can.
These are all
take it in.
from 2018.
They all seem to be from 2018, but this was made.
Bad comparison, Vaush says. I'm super into. The trouble is, this was a long time ago, okay? But it doesn't matter. Like, it literally doesn't. People make this argument. It was a long time ago. Yes, of course. Like, you can see it. It's in 2018. But it's the sheer extent of it. And now with the new stuff that's come out, it all becomes relevant and people want to look at it and dig it up. Yeah. This is the PR disaster in play.
Years ago. Again, this is not a new thing with the horses, which is still blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Every comment you see is about horse cock.
Yeah, and they just did a keyword search for horse, not horse.
Not even horse cock.
It's still going, guys.
That's a lot.
We still have a good 10 seconds left. Can I really? But like, I hate that he's talking with his fans about this shit. I don't like that at all, man.
Hashtag politics.
Why is everything moving down? Am I tripping? The TV's dropping. Am I tripping out?
Yeah, it's an optical illusion because you were watching scrolling.
I was about to catch that. I thought maybe because the earthquake it was falling off. The
Wait,
TV.
what? You didn't see
You never
that?
had that experience
No.
before?
No.
Did you ever play Rock Band or Guitar Hero?
No.
That used to always happen to me hardcore.
Oh,
the whole time it's
shit.
scrolling like that.
I know what you mean.
And when you're done, you look away and the whole world is doing
Oh
that.
my god.
Okay,
I'm
that's the
having
first time.
flashbacks, dude.
That's the first time for me and
Yeah, where's an
Guitar
acid
Hero
flashback?
universe. So that's fun. And then there's one more sus clip of Vaush saying he wants to be a horse. I don't know what this one is, but it sounds funny.
Trampled by a horse. Yeah, that's true. That's another correct point that I don't understand the relevance. It's true. I don't want to get trampled by a horse. Thank you. Yeah, I want to run other people over as a horse. Thank you.
You must note as well, this Tempest person, I believe, is like a YouTube editor for Vaush. It's so funny. I said this at the start of the stream. It's so funny how so much of this stuff is provided by Vaush's own community. It's like Vaush's own community are providing so much of the material with which he then gets fucking shit on for. I think there's a couple of out of context accounts of me now, and they share stuff which obviously sometimes could be a bit dicey, but like, I don't know, like this kind of like, it seems very dangerous to have a community of people that are sharing such insane clips about you all the time.
You don't want to be trampled by a horse.
What? That was interesting.
Here, this is him talking about it.
If you want. Okay. Here.
It be your own people.
Here's the Vaush wanting to debate me.
Don't put it up yet.
What, this? Oh. Vaush is calling in at the moment. He's ready to debate me. He's calling in now. Dan, do we have him?
Oh, he's calling in.
He's calling in now with peace and love. Everybody, please give it up for Vaush. Standing by.
I haven't seen someone this obsessed with horses since our buddy Keemstar.
Yeah.
His whole meme.
Oh, uh-oh.
And his was even weirder, and that was fucked up. Well, this whole like the Ela is a horse thing, which a disgusting, lonely, fucking loveless man who's dating a 20-year-old has the balls to insult anybody. A dude who's so hideous, he wears a hat in the bathtub and the pool to cover his bald, glistening dome, has the balls to criticize.
Do your research, Ethan.
Oh my God,
when he went off Tinder, Buffalo wept.
Buffalo wept, yeah. Tears of joy.
Tacoma wept. Buffalo High wept.
Are we waiting for something, Dan?
I wasn't really ready when you set it up, so it got a little awkward.
So what do you want me to do? Open it again?
Well, you could just pretend like.
I mean, yeah, obviously there's no love lost between Ethan Klein and Keemstar. I still don't actually know the extent of their drama they're involved in. Is that YouTube thing done now?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
Okay, Irish laddie.
Hello, I am new streamer in town. That Vaush horse guy sounds disgusting. Please go to my newly created channel and enjoy my socialist lefty content.
Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh, time for a brand change.
Like none of that happened. We're gonna be like,
okay, I'm just staring at the TV.
Oh hey, we actually have Vaush on the line right now.
Oh, great.
On the line right now. Let me bring him in on the call here.
Okay.
It's a lot of hubbub.
It's a lot of hubbub for not a lot. Yeah.
No.
Well, I was trying to just intercept it and then do it later once it was ready. But then you set it up, so then I was rushing. And
you're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah, I didn't.
What is this? What is this one, Avery? This sounds interesting.
So this is what happened about 45 minutes ago when he was talking about it. Yeah. This is hot off the press.
By the way, Taylor fans, there's no way we're getting to Taylor. We gotta put.
Sorry, Swifties.
We didn't get to any of them. It's just a Vaush episode.
I knew.
No, but it's so much fun.
I know. I just knew when we got on this, we weren't gonna get off it. So.
We've been talking about Vaush for 1.5 hours.
So
oh my God.
should we call it Vaush did what to what?
Yeah.
What can we call it? Where people
Vaush leaked his horse folder.
Let me watch this.
Joker.
Yes, Normie. Dr. Deman, you are always I banned you for this once. You're always defending lolly shit in my chat. What is your fucking problem, bro? Okay? First of all. And second of all, normies don't think about it. Yeah, because they don't know about it, you fucking moron. If you went and spoke to 100 normies and went, oh, look, this guy likes a horse cock porn with a 16-year-old anime character, what do you think? People are going to be like, what the actual fuck? This is fucking sick. This is gross. What the fuck is your problem?
A Twitter account named HitlerCunny1488 sourced all the images and said one of them was lolly. I feel like that's probably the character of the engagement that I'll see. Okay,
I've seen the images, motherfucker. Don't.
Not kidding. Okay, so the images that were in the folder. First of all, the funniest things there by far, to be clear, is that I think 2 of the images that showed were literally just non-pornographic, like canon images.
Okay, and the others?
There must be the Zelda photos.
Yeah, I must be talking about.
Wait, so is he saying Raru wasn't porn?
According to him, I don't know what other ones, because everything else was very graphic.
Okay.
Maybe he's going to do the argument where, oh, these characters are actually 1,000 years old. I'm not, that's not weird.
Let's see. I don't know where how is he going to defend this?
From Tears of the Kingdom. Like just
okay, let's keep Raru.
So that was funny. That.
Dude, it was like 2 of like 20 images, bro. The fact that you're even taking and decide to explain that is just guilt.
Yeah, I also jerk off to that too, man.
Nothing wrong with it. Well, he's right, certainly.
It wasn't even the porn of him. It was just him standing there. Which
Okay.
he's
still odd. Why are you downloading pictures of King Raru?
Oh, you're talking about something else. Well, my first point still stands, but yeah, I wasn't paying attention. So good luck. Good luck out there.
I mean, who knows? Maybe for a meme or something.
You go from horse porn to King Raru.
Well, again, let's remember that folder was the to be organized.
That's what I'm saying. He did.
So it just seemed like it was kind of a grab bag.
Well, if they're organized by date downloaded, which is a common way to organize.
Right.
And then
I
these
asked my co-workers and wife if Loli is CP, and they said yes and looked at me like I had Down syndrome.
Honestly, this could all be solved if you guys went outside and spoke to normal people for a bit, okay? People would be shocked and you know, disgusted at some of the fucking things that go down and some of the claims that are made.
would be temporarily related.
Perhaps, yeah. That's okay. That's a good point.
You know, we need to know how this document was organized.
Or is it categorized by most used?
He's up in King Raru 1,000 times.
That's his go-to, man. That's his closer.
He's beautiful, so that fits. And then, you know, again, embarrassing with the AI. I know next time this happens, I'll make sure that it's like real drawings of horse dick and not AI. I apologize.
Bro, I saw that shit. It was vile. You downloaded it.
So is he memeing that like his community is more upset about the fact that it was AI art than the fact that it was?
I guess. Was it?
content
It
of the
looked
art?
like AI art to me. I don't know. But who cares?
I don't know. I
You went to an image generator and said, you said, what did you type to get that? You have to type something like young girl to get that image, I feel like.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, the character alone, like we said, 16. So,
and she's an old 16 or young 16. I'll be,
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, dude. Come on, that fucking pause, that face. Mom just find out about the lolly horse cock folder. No.
I assume they were pornographic. No. Those were like Nintendo produced canon images of Raru. I'm pretty sure. Like they were just.
Oh my god, the amount you're focusing on Raru.
Yeah. Okay. What about everything else?
This is so.
We're gonna watch this in a minute.
There's 2 images, and then that's not pornographic, and maybe he saved them just unrelated. And then there's 20 completely raw dog, naked fucking porn, where cartoon, mind you,
right?
Still of like young girls.
What's Ethan's source? Ethan Source in chat coping hard. Finally, goodbye, Ethan Soares. Who is that?
I guess they were spamming about how you're a coward and talk to Vaush or whatever. So I banned them.
Wait, Ethan.
That must be their username.
Oh, they're just someone whining. I'm the one that said I'll debate him, man. You know what I mean?
supposedly, he's talking about you in his Discord, and that's probably why people are coming over.
Fine. You know, we love that about you. Oh, here, this is from right now?
Yeah, now this was posted on Reddit, and then, so I can't confirm it. I'm not in his Discord, but.
He says, and failed attempts to engagement just make me look defensive. I really doubt that's a viable avenue of engagement. I reach out if I could. People really, really do hate me. I don't fall for covering drama, but doing this gigantic, generic smear piece without reaching out, bro. Or talking beforehand. I'm not even on Twitter and barely talk to you at all, man. Yo, bro, yo.
Oh, this is what I mean. It's so just. I don't even know you are. I don't even know you are, bro. It's so casual the way in which he's just demolishing this guy. Holy fuck, ruthless, absolutely ruthless. And for what reason beyond it obviously being disgusting and a topic of drama or whatever? Like, I said this on Twitter, but it's like Vaush presumed he was on good terms with this guy. And then all of a sudden, he's doing a 40k plus stream, calling him a nonce. It's crazy.
I gotta talk to you about this horse porn shit, brother. Yeah. I don't have that nature. I don't have that relationship with you. How many times have we talked? Nice. He says it feels at least a little shitty of him. I mean, he's not being that harsh, and I understand that. It would make him feel shitty. I've generally been pretty fair to Ethan. Okay, man. Like, again, I'm not gonna. What?
I just confirmed this is legit.
My illustrations.
Yeah, weaponized autism. When I looked at those messages yesterday, as I was having a bit of a laugh about it with people in the Discord. By the way, join Discord. We've got a vanity link now, which is based. It's very simple. You'll probably be able to remember it, but I'll put it in chat. It's you know, it's like watching an autistic child get battered about. Like Vaush has got quite, you know, significant autism, hasn't he? So, you know, it probably does make it more difficult. And I'm sure that's a trait that's shared with a lot of his audience, which probably explains a lot of the messages I've been getting today in chat. So, yeah, it's rough to watch, but it's funny. It's funny. And it is a level of just desserts. And it is pretty fucked up, the shit that he had on there. So, and he's got all this history of saying this stuff. And he's got the horse comments. It's just, it's insurmountable. It becomes too much to fucking go against. You've got just a mountain of shit that's then coming your way. and you just cannot fucking push back against that. It's too much. The only thing you can do is concede whatever you can. Try and fucking scrabble some, get some scraps of whatever you possibly can out of the situation and move forward. That's really all you can do.
Appearance on the
My
H3.
Illustrious.
If you want, wait, was he on before?
No. He's
No,
saying
he's
this
saying
is
this
my
is his first
illustrious first appearance. on the
But
H3
Vaush,
podcast.
I said I'll talk to you. Should I let him call in now?
No, we gotta go.
No,
soon. We're already.
It's almost 5.
DM the podcast Instagram, and we will schedule something.
Okay, we'll talk. I mean, I'll give you the
Oh my
chance
God.
to defend yourself, but you should know
Ethan
that.
did say in the beginning that he watches your content.
And I like his content. I
Yeah.
thought he was a talented content creator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
But Michael Jackson was a talented singer. No, I'm kidding. I
Right.
mean,
Come on.
that's too much. That's too much.
He said
He
it's
didn't
ver-
do anything like that. That's a poor joke.
Bad.
He didn't do anything like that. He didn't harm anybody.
No.
Frankly,
He literally can't
he
help
just has some
himself.
weird
It's so
opinions
funny.
and looks
Weird
at
takes,
weird. Yeah,
weird takes.
he didn't harm anyone, for the record.
He said it's very disheartening. I thought I had something of a friend in Ethan. That's a new message.
Based on what? There's nobody in the world.
Cam, can you
that's-
make us a supercut, please, of the Vaush Ethan friendship?
Yeah, it's done. I just put in chat.
I was
That
going to
is
build
rough.
a bridge. We were just about
He
to
didn't
build
need
a
to say it
bridge.
like
Let me
that.
set that up. Let me get that.
He
right.
didn't need to say it like that, man. Come on, that was pretty rough. Fuck me. That's that fucking Thanos meme. I don't even know who you are, bro. Come on, that's fucking vicious.
Bro, what is being friend?
Oh, wait. New message. Why is Dan pretending not to know me?
Ooh, scorned ex-lover Dan.
Why is Dan pretending not to know me?
Dan wept.
That's what I
Dan
do.
wept.
What are you talking about?
All I see is black. on
I
this
think he
image.
means just from being a
I have
leftist,
grown up with Mega Man.
that you don't know his content, maybe.
Wait, I thought you were memeing.
No,
you
no,
actually said that?
I can send you it.
He says, "Why does Dan
what the fuck?
pretend not to know me?" And apparently, we're.
I know of you. I know you as the Tacoma Web guy.
You spend any time in Tacoma, Dan?
Bro, Vaush, look, in my opinion, the best way to handle.
Yeah, no, of course I know who he is. I've never watched his content regularly. I'm not a fan. Like that's all I said.
Vaush, the best way to handle this is like, in my opinion, let's just be like, you know what?
Ethan, you just typed in the thing. It's just black.
Cam said the image is just black.
Right, that's the joke.
What was the joke? I didn't say the joke.
I asked Cam for a supercut of you and
Your
his
relationship with
He's
Vaush.
like, cool,
Oh,
I got
okay,
it. I just
okay.
dropped
I
it in
didn't
the
get it
chat.
at first, too.
Here's the supercut. Thank you.
You're still 5 for 5.
But Vaush, here's the thing. Let's just own it and say, you know what? I understand why it came off that way. Yes, I do have a zoophile thing, but like, I've never done it to an animal. Is that good or no? Probably don't even. That's probably just lie about it.
Probably just lie about it.
What does he do? What should Vaush do?
I think for start. Okay, you know what I would say? If we listen to his fans and his supporters that have been yelling that this is bad faith and taking him out of context or whatever, and we just presume that this was purely just, badly worded stuff. At the very least, can we stop talking about horsecock?
Let's make that
and child
agreement.
pornography?
Let's
just not talk about it.
That's a good start,
right?
That's an offer of good faith. Let's cut out the CP justification.
I mean, in fairness, I think Vaush has already done that, right? I don't watch Vaush's stuff at all anymore. I've not watched one of his videos for months, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that he's not out there going, "Hey guys, let's have another combo about the ethics of child relationships with adults." Blah 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 blah. Like, I'm pretty sure he's stopped doing that now. But the trouble is, it's on the internet. It's forever. This new context has made people want to go back and review those old clips, and they're putting 2 and 2 together, and they're coming to the conclusion that there's a bit more to this because of those two things. So, yeah, but I think he is a bit more optics. He's optics cucked now, I think. But anyway,
let's stop philosophizing about CP.
Find another example.
Yeah,
right.
Let's put that chapter of philosophy. Let's close the book on that one and put it in a dusty, dark shelf.
Does he? Still
We don't
does
want
it?
anyone to read
Okay,
that.
well, I don't
one.
To be sorted. Yeah, to be sorted later.
I'm not into book burning, but
Like the last scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just like put it in one of those boxes.
yes,
100%.
of all his other CP takes.
Yeah,
just endless rows of no. So let's put those in a box and put them away with the horsecock stuff. Let's start from there. Let's start there. I think. Teddy says this is just a witch hunt. I'm disgusted. We all at one point watch horse-related porn, and yet some reason Vaush is the bad guy. Give me a break. Everyone has watched horse porn. If you tell me you didn't, I won't believe you. Stop this witch hunt.
Damn, Teddy.
Turning the witch.
He just exposed the whole chat.
Okay.
I was afraid.
Fucking
But the thing is, the context of those files was clearly like it was a sexual purpose, right? Okay? Like, obviously, your mate sends you a fucking video and it's some woman getting fucked by a horse. You're like, oh my God, that's fucking gross. And it's kind of like freak out, funny shit. But he clearly had that collected and saved, likely because he wanted to elicit sexual pleasure from it. There's a very fucking big difference between those two things, right? Like, it's the fact that he was clearly utilizing that for sexual pleasure. I mean, some of the folders were labeled like XXX gifts and stuff like that.
Chris.
I was afraid for a minute.
Goon folder, yes, exactly.
You were for real, but I'm glad that we took a journey together. Dasha says, I love this community. Most of y'all. Yeah. Thank you, Dasha. Thank you so much. Wow, that was, I mean, I knew this was going to be a journey. Vaush, you can't be mad that I did. It's so funny. Like, I've never seen another creator show their folder and it be horses. This is the first time.
This is a novel. And for it to, again, which only realized in retrospect that there is this horse meme around him existing for years.
And this history.
This is such a like gift to comedy.
Like, Vaush, I have seen these clips. I've seen some of these clips, right? Floating around.
Like, the thing is, through this coverage, I don't, obviously there's insinuation stuff and jokes, but I don't think they're explicitly calling him a pedo. They're just pointing out how crazy some of these comments are and pointing out this behavior is nuts, especially with this new context, right? But fundamentally, this is funny. And it's funny to laugh at others' misfortune. And a big part of this whole show has been, let's have a laugh at this crazy story, which I think H3 does quite often, you know? Like, obviously, it's very vicious, it's ruthless, and it is going to be very destructive of Vaush's public perception. But I don't think that their intent is to destroy Vaush here. I think that they just want to make a funny segment out of an insane thing that's happened.
And all his fans are always like hoarding around him, like, it's out of context, blah, blah, blah. He explained it. So it's easy to not think about it too much. But like, when you really dig into it, bro, it doesn't get better. And also horsecock, man. I mean, come on, dude. We got to draw the line. You know? Cock. So let's start with putting it in a box. And then how does he say, yeah, guys, listen, I'm a sexual deviant. I have issues. I'm going to try to fix it. That'd be the best. Because listen, I got issues, you know. I'm going to see a therapist. I'm going to get off the horse and all these stuff. Sometimes combined.
Move back to Tacoma, maybe.
Get back on Tinder.
Get back on Tinder,
man. People love you.
Yeah.
People love. This has got nothing to do. No, this has got nothing to do with progressive victory or anything like that at all. That's like a completely dead line of thinking. H3 are probably going to have no idea about any of that shit, right? It's totally unrelated to anything. This is not political, right? This is not a political fucking thing. This is just another fucking content creator did some crazy shit. Let's laugh about it thing.
Don't stop crying. And
have some sympathy, man. They're crying over there.
Yeah, bro. Just you know, I think that's good. Just listen. But if you're gonna want to argue with me about what you said isn't fucked up, that's not a conversation I think is gonna go great for you. But I'm happy. I guess I'll have it if everyone is on board. If people are uncomfortable, then I won't have it. Would probably be good content.
One would argue great content.
Anyway,
he's such a good debater, though. Maybe he'll out-debate me on this.
That would be epic.
That would be crazy.
The first time
I'll be like,
debate.
damn, I guess maybe you're making sense. Maybe photography is good in some cases.
You end up apologizing to him.
Look, here's another one.
You know what? Horses do have really big cocks.
Here's another one in the chat. I'm going to have to respectfully ask people to stop saying this. As a fan of both of you, the porn leaks are funny or hilarious, but it's the bad faith and cutting of clips that is disheartening.
We went
through.
We understand the point he was making.
We did not do that. We watched the whole thing.
It's just that point also sucks.
Here's the thing. Here's where the thing is. If you left that comment, you are part of this weird cult because you must not have watched our thing, and you've been running defense for this guy for years, going anytime someone talks about this and saying, "Oh, you cut it out of context." But here, we very deliberately and intentionally and in great detail and effort and time, looked at all the clips in their full context to get ahead of this very expected response.
And we understood the point that he was trying to make. It still didn't make it any better.
No, it did not. It did not. It did
You
not
have
make it
tried
better.
to get my fucking cock for years.
Says that's what Mr. Ed said when he could finally talk.
I was.
So what do we? Okay, we got to change the title. What do we think?
I gotta go to the bathroom so
Okay.
bad.
Go ahead.
So that is the H3 coverage. Very vicious, very funny, very entertaining. Very disastrous, I think, for public perception for Vaush. How can he come back from this? I don't know. But we're going to find out after this commercial break.